Okay, so does everyone have their snacky and their water? Are we all ready to play some D&D? I know we have some other people who are coming a little later, but...
Yes.
I got the best snacky right here with salad. Oh my.
Heck yeah. Well, who remembers what happened last time? Some of you motherfuckers who never talk are gonna have to speak up because I'm gonna let Faye do their thing. No takers. Wow, no takers.
I was checking if I took notes. I didn't.
Oh, so what I can
After all
do
my hard
is,
work last week.
what I can do is, like just like last week, I can just read the recap that you read, that you wrote.
You could just, we could just get in the habit of rereading the recap every single time. Really bringing this season closed with a bang, you know, on the creativity.
Most important thing that happened is that I was proven right in something I only told 2 people in a private channel. That Severus was the 5th creation.
Last episode, we learned some very important things. Some super crazy shit happened, and it all started when we reconvened for the final day of the trial. Everything was going pretty smoothly for a while. Willen made his defense, and so did Severus Lockmore. Willen did not call anyone to his defense. Severus called a few people to his defense at specific points. And then ultimately, the Faith brought forth their true evidence, the card that they had been waiting and gathered everyone together to reveal, which is that they know, and now the realm knows, that there are in fact 5 weapons of Zarakthar, and one of them happens to be a robot man who goes by the name of Severus Lockmore. His original goal and intention, by design, seeming to be to destroy the dragons, which is on track. We then had some conversations about the possible future. Many people discussed many things. I think I described a future magistrate where Severus had removed himself from their main operations and was kind of working behind the scenes. Tala being a new member of the 7 in his place. Did I miss anything?
You did not.
Those are all the big beats, yeah.
Crazy reveals, right? Thank you, Trinket. Thank you, Trinket, for your crazy big brain.
Lost their minds.
Crazy big brain plays. You see, there was like a moment, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, there was like a moment halfway through the series where I had to decide which ending I wanted. Like, I had to just, like, figure out exactly who Severus is and workshop it out with someone. And, like, yep, this was the ending I chose. Or this was the big reveal.
So this wasn't always the plan?
No, I mean, I had a couple ideas in my head about who Severus Lockmore is.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe once we're actually done with the campaign, I'll reveal a couple of the side plots to you guys, or a couple of the things that I had originally planned or had some thoughts on. But I'd like to, as we discussed at the end of our last session, and as you guys have been planning for the past week, we are about to time skip 4 years. And we're going to do so over the next 2 sessions, getting ourselves through what could be, you know, an entire lifetime. You know, you guys have only been knowing each other for around a year now and have formed such a great bond with each other that it's crazy to think what 4 times that could do for you guys, and what we're skipping here, because we could very well sit here forever and just do endless side content where we battle wyverns and the like, but I think it's important to have a story that has a plot and continue to follow the plot. So we're moving towards the final bits of the campaign, starting with the first year following the resignation of Severus Lockmore. I may have discussed a few things at the end of the last campaign, or at the end of the last session, but they have outlined a new government, or the 7 still rules as the kind of overseers, but they are essentially inventing the concept of like a city council where people can be voted into office to sit on a city council to, like, you know, make decisions that are more in line with the people who elect people to office. Democracy versus the more explicitly autocracy of the communist magistrate, what they had planned originally, if that makes sense. Because you guys were definitely, they were definitely getting towards communism. It was a little rough. But now it's like, now it's a faith-based democracy. How do you feel about that? The religion in this world gave you democracy. How do you feel about that concept?
I mean...
Democracy.
Versus the violent, bloody revolution only brought upon communism. It's like it's a metaphor.
Also, has anyone heard Days speak yet? I have not.
I have not either.
Okay, Days, I love you. I hope you're there.
If you're chatting, we can't hear you.
How about now?
Yes, now. I'm sorry. Did you say a bunch of stuff?
I didn't say a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I just want you to know that you're loved, and I'm glad you're here.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm glad you're here too. But anyway, we go into the first year.
Not all at once, everyone.
There is, I don't want to blast through any time that you guys may have spent immediately post-trial chatting things out about your intentions. So if by all means you guys want to have that conversation, I know we're down 2 players right now, but...
They're off having a date somewhere.
They're off having a date. Like I said, we're gonna do a lot of this stuff out of order. So we can always come back to that point immediately post the trial to have discussed all of this. But I think in order to not lose 2 hours out of our session, we can kind of speed things up to one of a couple of points. Who would like to go first? Do we want to do some Terran stuff first? Do we want to do some Hazel X Deianira stuff first?
I mean, I know that Hazel wanted to go check in with Nira immediately after because she saw her sprint after Severus, and I feel like it's kind of become apparent that they're pretty close, although we might not necessarily know how close at this point.
Yeah. So this is still just immediately following the trial, a couple days after, if not a couple weeks. And you can make your way to Caraway Manor, perhaps with or without Terran.
I mean, I feel like
we can go. Let's
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was getting my life together over here. I apologize.
I feel like they'd go together. I mean, there will have to be talks as well about, the fact that it's just gonna be like Hazel and Mateo in that fucking house eventually, but I don't know how far into year one that's gonna happen.
Listen, so much love. So much love for Hazel. Listen, Hazel, I love you.
Too bad we never got a Caraway Manor map.
Hey, it is. I never go back to it. I keep forgetting about it.
Too bad we never got a Caraway Manor map.
I'll finish it before next session.
It's okay. None of the doors work anyway. I don't get it.
I was waiting for
Special
Hazel to
keys.
jump in.
Just gotta walk everywhere with Terran, that's the trick.
But anyway,
He's
we
the beard to get in everywhere.
Aaron's the key.
Let's just set a little scene. It's another early morning breakfast at the Caraway Manor. A weekday following the trial. Taryn, the doors to this manor open for you
Ooh.
without need of, summoning a servant or anything.
Hazel just sticks with Taryn until she gets to where she's trying to go. I mean, they're all having breakfast anyway, so,
Yeah, he just fucking opens the door. It's like,
Well,
I'm still getting used to the fact that I have access, but it's nice. It's nice. Come on in.
okay. I feel like she always feels a little bit, not uncomfortable in that place, but she knows it's like really fancy and that powerful people live here. So she always kind of like keeps her hands to herself.
To you what Caraway Manor looks like?
I just base it off the office that I've seen that I know isn't part of the manor, or I don't think is part of the manor, or maybe it
Not
is.
part of it,
but it's probably similar.
Fairly opulent.
Mhm.
Now I have to pull up just the skeleton of the map so that I can re-explain parts of it. It is a massive stone marble kind of structure. It is opulent in the way that is unnecessary. Bear with me. There it is. The front door itself also has no handle. You do walk up a couple bit of steps to enter onto what is a large wooden front porch. It looks like it could be used as its own celebratory space, its own, everybody's in the front yard kind of space. When you get to the front door, it's two large double doors with three large orbs set into the wall. Taryn can get in. Otherwise, the door is just a solid flat surface. There's no handle. There's no nothing. If Taryn opens the door, you'll see as soon as they put their hand close to where a handle might be, a symbol flashes on the back of their hand to reveal just a sigil of the Caraways, and the handle appears to turn and enter in. You enter into a front vestibule area where there's another set of doors, and then you open those doors, and then you're in a larger entryway that has two large sets of stairs that go up. There are small statues and sets of armor about. It very much also looks like Alisane had some input. There are what you might see as defenses that may or may not be automated. So, don't get wild.
What's that quarter-sized hole in the wall for? Certainly not a gun barrel.
No. Not a chance.
But yeah, I assume there are the usual faces around. I would assume Deianira is here. Alisane is here. Yusuf is here. I don't know why, but I assume that they take breakfast seriously.
Very.
Breakfast
important
is a
meal of the
thing that
day.
they just do together.
Very, very seriously.
Breakfast is just a caraway thing. Extravagant breakfast. But there
But
are
if you have servants,
actually a number of, or two new other faces here who are sort of milling about the manor. I'll post them in references. Firstly, sitting rather close to Alisane is a rather feminine-looking male elf. Fuck, where's my other picture? Shit.
Just scroll up in our whispers. You'll see it.
I got it, it's coming. And there's also someone new in the kitchen assisting Yusuf in all of the cooking in a elven woman wearing some very loose red like harem pants and a loose top.
For anyone who does see Yusuf in the kitchen, first of all, he's not a peasant. He doesn't have to touch things in this house. He is standing in the middle of the kitchen. His one arm like across his chest, and the other is like holding his chin. And all the pots, pans, all the cooking implements are just moving and rotating. There's a small tempest inside the kitchen, wherein his magic and a whole lot of wind are controlling everything. And in the center of the kitchen, he can stand, and it's like the eye of the storm where he's perfectly still.
This woman, by the way, is not at all the same. She's elbow deep in a bowl of like morning biscuits that she's trying to make. And every once in a while you see her hair just gets blown to one side as Yusuf summons a spell that grabs, a salt shaker nearby her.
Taryn,
Nira
who are
is-
those people? Oh, sorry.
Oh, you can ask. Go ahead.
Who are these people?
Well, over there, sitting near Alisane, is Ezra. And he's isn't he gorgeous? He's would Alisane be okay with Tarantella? like that's going
Hazel,
to
why
be
don't you make an insight check?
Karen's like, do I tell her business? I don't know what's going on.
Who's making the insight check? Sorry.
Hazel, you're making an
Oh, I
insight
thought you said Taryn. Okay. I got a +7. I got a 12.
it occurs to you that you have never seen anyone as close to Alisane as this elf is. He's kind of hanging out around her, sitting right next to her, whispering things in her ear.
She kind of looks at Taryn like with a raised eyebrow, like,
Taryn kind of gives like a little bit of a nod and like a bit of a wink.
Listen, I didn't have Hazel almost reference something twinkish, okay? Anyway, she just kind of like nods a little bit. She's not gonna tell Alisane's fucking business either.
She does not seem to be hiding this information from you all.
Mm-hmm.
That this is almost certainly her consort. Or a lover in some way.
Listen, if Mbessa can do it, so can Alisane, you know?
Taryn! Hazel, it's so nice to see you. Alisane beckons you all over to the table.
Taryn would walk over and kind of like that, like give a kiss to the side of the head to Alisane and then look at Ezra. Good morning, both of you. I'm going to go run to the kitchen real fast because I'm pretty sure that's where my Breeze is working on his famous breakfast. And he just kind of like walks past to leave Hazel. I'm sorry for a second, just to go see what's going on in the kitchen and say hello to Edwin.
She certainly doesn't look incredibly awkward as she sits there with her hedgehog in her lap. In the fanciest building she's ever actually been to eat a meal in.
There is on the opposite end of the table, halfway into her third rainbow fruit parfait, and full yogurt mustache, granola is spilled a little on the table. She's just gobbling it down.
It looks pretty good.
See,
mouthful, just nodding.
Every now and again, Ezra, this elf, kind of picks up a little piece of granola off the table and throws it at Deianira to see if she'll catch it in her mouth.
It's always the first one that just hits her, and then it's the second one that she's ready for.
Listen, I know he's a Fey familiar, but I want to say that Quilbert grabs one, like, intercepts one of them, and just, like, starts eating it even though he doesn't have to because it's cute. And Hazel thinks it's cute, so of course it's gonna happen. I don't know if she'd want to talk to Nira in front of everybody. So it would be after breakfast that she'd probably try to talk to her. Because she doesn't want to, in front of everybody, ask how, do a check-in. So there'd be, probably just small talk, for now.
Hazel, make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Open your eyes, Hazel. Open your eyes.
Open your mind's eye.
25.
Hazel, there is a very distinct moment where you see this guy lean into Alisane's ear and whisper something to her. And then she very specifically lowers her hands to her stomach and kind of rests them there for a second. And then it dawns on you. Holy shit, is Alisane, like, preggers?
That was immediately what I thought. I feel like she has trouble hiding it. She's not, like, standing up and pointing and screaming, but she's, like, looking at her with kind of big eyes, like, I feel like she might notice. I mean, when you have, like, she doesn't know Alisane that well, but she knows that, she's fairly close to Taryn, and she's like, God, Would she say anything? Hmm. I don't think she would say anything. At least not yet.
I assume eventually there is a breakfast that comes together.
Hmm.
And all of you can be seated at Caraway Manor.
All breakfast is brought out by unseen servants that are now at least wearing either like a butler's three-piece tuxedo or just a collar with a bow on it, so that they can be seen. Like some part of them can be seen, but just carrying out trays as per usual, moving about the house.
This is fancy. I think she'd say that probably out loud. She's been here before, but I feel like she's always a little bit awestruck at how fancy it is in here, having servants and whatnot.
Well, it's an important day, Alisane says.
Is it? Raised eyebrows. Is any
Does
announcements
Yusuf
or
say anything?
Yusuf's just standing there smiling.
Any news to share?
Well, you didn't think these two were going to go on perpetuating the Caraway line, right? She kind of gestures to Yusuf and Taryn.
Yeah, I could see that being a bit of a problem.
Well, you can't say that, we definitely do enough, but unfortunately we don't have the parts.
It's not for lack of trying.
Not for
Quite
lack of
unfortunate
indeed.
from my circumstances.
Sorry to sister.
Are you? How far? How far?
Couple weeks now.
Are you excited?
Spoil the hell out of that child.
Alisane just kind of looks.
She kind of taps her nose. Got it.
This Ezra guy kind of leans in and he says, we're very excited, actually.
I can tell. Excitement
Karen is
shows
also
itself in many
excited.
ways.
I think he's excited because he's like, oh my god, I'm gonna spoil the hell out of I'm gonna spoil the hell out of
We're
my
going to
niece
tell
or
the
nephew."
rest of the seven soon.
Does that mean? Do you have to step back?
Fuck
from-
no.
Okay,
Alisane
good.
just looks around. Fuck that. I'm not doing
You
that
was-
shit.
Hazel had like a little concern in her face, like you're not vacating a spot for some random motherfucker, are
How
you?
long does labor take? 6 hours tops. Like, we're done.
Could be more. Could be as much as
32
24.
hours.
Shut up.
Oh.
I don't want to think about that.
I have been trying to get Alisane to work less for years. I don't think a child is going to succeed.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I have a wonderful company here at the Caraway Manor. She kind of gestures around to all of the smiling faces.
I mean, I don't think there'll be much chance the child will be neglected based on this huge family of everybody that you have here. Which to her, it is a huge family, but.
You don't have to even mentally exclude yourself. You're welcome here.
Thank you. I'm not used to places like this, so I appreciate the invite. Because I feel like, Taryn won't be staying over where we are for too long, right?
I'm not just
The-
going to up and abandon you, though.
There's a side look at Taryn like, yeah, where are you going to be?
It's not abandoning.
Well, I mean, there's always plenty of guest rooms here if you ever wanted to pop by, you know.
It's not even like it's far.
If I can near a place, the manor, I can certainly witch-proof it.
I mean, listen, I don't get into too much stuff. Quilbert maybe, but I feel like Quilbert is kind of waddling over.
It's
even though he can
Quilbert.
fly.
He's the one. He's up to no good.
Yeah, exactly. He's waddling over to Nira right now.
And
Hog
there's-
has Hog
there's
has
a
a
big
prank
wet
today.
yogurt kiss. A
Oh,
big wet yogurt kiss on a hog belly.
Well, I know if as long as I have Quilbert, I'm welcome most places. He's who people are really looking to get to know.
Oh, every time you say that, I
What?
just want to grab your head and shake it a bit.
Who doesn't love a hedgehog?
We love the hedgehog, but we love you more. Please. Oh, damn. Stop with that.
Oh, fine. Okay, fine.
Nero's nodding on the side.
Hedgehog makes it easier. For me
Also
personally. I miss when I had two.
You do have to. One just has poop boots all the time.
Yeah,
and
one
shits
just
everywhere.
poops constantly. It's really bad. That robot we got is from Alisane, right?
Yeah, the Cotsworth. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm afraid that incredible robot that you sent us mostly cleans up hedgehog poop these days.
Oh, I totally forgot I sent you that. I might have to give it a software update or something.
Hedgehog bathing? New subroutine. That's a word that I heard recently. I don't know what it means.
And all Perrin can think about in the moment is like, oh, the robot is also feeding the basilisk, and I have to figure out what the fuck I gotta do with.
How big of a
Just a far off
secret?
look for a second, like, oh shit.
How big of a secret is agate, by the way?
I mean, probably at this point, you guys have 2 full-blown basilisks living in your barn.
They have each other.
Do Yusef and Alisane know about the basilisks? Does Nira know about the basilisks?
That's a good
Unless they
fucking
make noise. I don't know.
Okay, so
Nero uses the back door.
so I have a question.
True.
Is agate a male or a female?
You think that
Have you ever
Oh,
sexed your basilisk before?
I don't think so.
Okay, is Steven a male or female?
Steven, I think I don't know.
Who knows,
I think-
man? Who knows?
There might
What
be more in
happens-
there. Just
What
kidding.
happens if we have basilisk eggs in there? Remember the last time we had that?
Oh god, and we murdered a bunch of babies? Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait, infinite money glitch.
Oh, God.
They
Oh, no.
Sorry, I'll go back to shutting up.
This is funny. Oh god. Yeah, no, Terrence's just sitting there getting ready to eat some eggs, and he just you actually, now that we're sitting here having this lovely conversation about the robot, is there anywhere that you two would potentially recommend releasing something dangerous into the wild away from anyone else?
Alisane just gives you the most, like, confused look.
If it's been raised in captivity, it might not be safe to release it to the wild.
Yep. I've
What's
thought about
you?
that.
You like, Yusuf? Do you not pay them enough? Can they not build like a tank or something?
Need a
Can
very
we not
large
get this
tank.
shit done for like a couple platinum?
You'd need more of a structure, a full habitat. you know, a place to
For a
grow.
couple of for 100 platinum, then I don't know.
We're looking at basically creating a full habitat, probably just outside city limits.
It's doable.
This sounds like there's hope. A bit,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we could maybe, like, get you a little place outside of town to keep them.
I'm sorry this never came up before, but you know, now I'm just thinking about it.
Yeah,
It's-
What
you
are
never
you
told Yusuf you were
keeping?
already a father?
What? Repeat that?
You already have a
I'm an
son
aunt.
or daughter.
Hmm.
My,
Oh, yes.
I'm a stepfather already?
I mean, I don't see a ring on either of you yet, so you might want to get on that. But
Ah, speaking of,
It's like an elbow nudge over to Terran.
when's that wedding happening?
Well, I have things to talk to you about, Alcine. If you wouldn't mind helping.
Oh, of course. I do love a good show.
Yeah, but though it's a secret, I can't. Looks over at you.
Secrets, secrets, secrets. She gives you
What
a
a
little
s-
wink. So
Actually,
many
no
secrets
secret.
today.
What's this secret? I don't know this secret.
That's
Yusuf,
fine,
I'm
it's fine.
pregnant.
Well, no shit.
what?
Oh my gosh, you're He's just completely trying to like get off of it. Oh my god. What a secret. Perfect. We're going to be uncles.
Gets a little chuckle out of both of the elves.
Oh, we're going to be such good uncles. Oh. Oh, it's gonna be so spoiled. I can't wait.
If
That's such a good
if they are anything like a young Yusuf or a young I, phew,
Good luck.
who knows what we're in for?
Listen,
Have a
witches
little
are,
hellion running around.
witches are known for giving wonderful blessings to babies, so I'll be sure to do that. She's being honest. She doesn't know that there's probably like bad fairy tales about witches.
Right. I do think that's a well-known thing about witches.
She's just got the big bright smile, like, I'll figure something out. It'll be perfect.
I mean, Yusuf and Alicent are both fae as well.
Yeah,
So
it's true. If anyone understands.
A little hex here, a little hex there.
Exactly. Just ask Sleeping Beauty about it. I don't know.
Oh my
So
god, are we
you're-
gonna have a baby shower?
please
You
don't.
have to.
Oh.
Love it. Two opposite sides.
What about a baby shower
have
right
to.
outside of her lab?
Please don't.
So then you can just make a brief appearance and then leave immediately.
Oh my god.
Look,
Best
I'm
of both
sure
worlds.
it'll
Maybe
be
we
on
should
the
work on it.
fucking front pages tomorrow after I tell all of those little snitches at the 7.
Oh my god. We're gonna have such a good baby shower. Just whispering over to you. So it's like it's gonna be so good.
It's the biggest grin on his face. But you're all here, you're all gathered, you've all witnessed the trial. Thoughts, opinions? What are your next plans? What do you plan to do tomorrow? You wake up tomorrow not necessarily employed by the magistrate, but no longer really under their thumb. It's a whole wide world out there.
This new thing, it's like they're calling it democracy. What do you think? Like, I'm just gonna let like every peasant in the city decide who's runs the city? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, they can't have my mana.
Right? Yeah. Like, what comes next?
I mean, I don't know. I've never lived in a in a city before, so
Karen is just like, "Oof, in the monastery, we don't really listen to rules that much besides our own, but
A bit of a paradigm shift, so lots of changes, I imagine, are coming.
I mean, this kind
Like,
of
at
thing
this
takes
point, what if
infrastructure.
Tala did come back? You know, I think about that sometimes. Like, what if she just showed up and she was like, no, I want my husband back. You know? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
A lot of this doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh,
But
well, that's politics.
government takes time, though. I mean, one thing I do know is that it moves at a snail's pace. So, no matter what happens, it'll take a while, right? This
In a
isn't
few
the kind of
years,
thing
it'll
that
be a
just...
different city. Which
How
is why
different?
I might advise you nowadays to buy property.
Technically, I did already.
Buy more.
Oh.
You know what they say about houses on Soulstone?
They always appreciate?
They always appreciate.
She just overheard some, like, business guys talking about that in the city. She doesn't know what that means either.
Nira finally chimes in. Does that mean I have to move out?
No, we're not selling Caraway Manor.
You can move out when you're ready. I don't imagine someone who is new to the plane exactly has fantastic prospects or good social credit enough to get a place. When you're ready, you can go.
I mean, we have spare rooms at our house now.
Or you can stay living in my guest room till the end of your days, if that's what you wish to do. Although, if you think the house is childproof now, wait until you see after, you know, I have use of, or I go at this place.
Babies are weird.
That I second.
I've only seen a few. I
I've
don't
only
know
seen
if
the
I'm...
ones in town.
Alison
me too.
takes a deep sigh and she's like, for the family.
I'm sure your sacrifice will be appreciated.
Heh.
I mean, I don't think I'll be carrying on any family lines either, so...
Why not?
Look, I'm not just going to die and let all of this genes go away.
I mean, I don't blame you. You guys have been very influential and successful. You're one of the 7,
Damn
which I
right.
know what that is now. So... It's a name worth continuing. Whether through blood or adoption or, you know, but genes and whatnot requires blood. Oh, and I don't know. I don't think babies are for me.
Oh,
Oh, and I do. Yeah. Sure.
Well, you have lots of people to help you.
Exactly, an entire village to raise a child.
Yeah, you going to help me push it out? Huh?
Well, you know, see, listen, sister,
I could-
please.
You're gonna put it in your tummy for fucking 6 months?
Well, listen, I'm just trying to figure out how's it coming out? Is the part like where's it coming from? Where's it
She
coming?
kind of looks at Taryn like, do
at
you?
the thought of you know, you're gonna help me push it out. Yusuf's like, there's water content in blood. Maybe.
Alisane has an absolutely insane thought in her head, but I'm not gonna share it.
Hazel puts a hand on Taryn's. Do you not know?
No, don't. No, come on now.
Do you-
Listen, I
do you-
do. I have a sister. I'm aware of a lot of things. I'm not dumb. Just saying, if it were me, having to hold on to it for a few months. Where the fuck is it coming out of? Out of me?
Oh. I don't want to think about that either.
Yeah, no, I don't.
For hyenas, it's like pushing a watermelon through a straw.
Oh God. Look.
Alisane's face just kind of scrunches up.
There have been
Well, don't think about it. Don't
huge
think about it.
advancements in pain relief. Huge advancements. And you know, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It'll be all right.
Mira
All
hears in
right,
her
I
head,
know.
"That's why I don't want one."
Suddenly I've lost my appetite, and she kind of gets up
Mira's
from
eyes
the
go wide.
table. I do love you all, but I have a 7 meeting in about 25 minutes.
Good luck. I hear rubbing a hedgehog is good luck.
She gives Quilbert a little rub.
Yeah.
It's like eyes narrowing from Nero. Like, how dare you touch me?
And then she also ruffles Daenerys' hair.
Oh.
You're going to be my little babysitter someday, she says down to Daenerys.
Well, they better be strong.
Think they will be right?
I'll put them in little robot skeletons.
Oh my God.
Like that one story about the boy in the bubble.
Oh my God.
No, no, no. And she kind of walks out of the room.
I mean, and as for my plans, I think it's just do work if there is any and get over certain things
From
that
what I
happened
understand,
recently.
You have quite a few things to get over.
Yeah. Well, there's firsts for everything, and all of that was firsts, so it's good to get it all out of the way at once, you know? Quilbert comes and sits in her lap.
Are you capable and ready to start getting over that?
Yes.
Are you sure?
If I sit around and just think about it, then it'll be worse. I've sat around and thought about things before, and it didn't do me any good.
I don't begrudge anyone their affections, and affections make people do strange things, sometimes terrible, sometimes grand. But when the person you have affections for has done things like this, well, what do you do? Whatever you're ready for, I'm sure you'll handle it.
I hope so.
She had a chance to talk to us all. She had all the time in the world and chose this. Now's not the time for her to get any last jabs. Do your duty, do your job as you see fit.
Yeah. There's... I mean... What she didn't do for me anyway. So... It's more just learning where your place was sometimes in someone else's life. Can be hard. If that makes sense, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Stings, I imagine.
That's an understatement, but life wouldn't be what it is if it was all just happy. I could have done with a little less of this, but
You have a very optimistic outlook on life. It's endearing.
well, when you grow up in the woods with a hedgehog and an old lady to keep you company. You kind of got to learn how to look on the bright side sometimes.
And this other thing you have to get over about an old lady. You ready to handle that too?
That one is different.
It's more
That
personal, I imagine.
it is. But I have things. What is the term? Irons in the fire for that.
Well, that's just wonderful.
I guess we'll see. It won't be cheap, but I don't think I'll have to stay getting over that one. But she just kind of nods and sits back a little bit. The other one told me that she hopes I'm the one that kills her, so.
You see Taryn just.
That's just dramatic.
Thank you. Yes. What the fuck?
Is that a surprise for she who has
Honestly,
not
no.
been named?
It's oh my god, it's just dramatic.
What am I, Voldemort now?
Yeah.
He who shall not be named.
I mean, you're becoming a dragon.
A hand reaches over to grab Taryn's hand. And your plans for the immediate future, long-term future?
He holds the hand that is now holding his. Well, I know we've talked about it before, but I mean, obviously, I'm hoping that I can continue to work for you and have that formal interview. There's something that I'm trying to look into. That once again it's just. I'm sorry to do this to you, but it's a secret. But you'll find out about
from
it.
The master of secrets.
Yes. Just for now. I do hope
This
to.
is betrayal. This is
I'm
unbelievable.
Sorry. No, please don't. No, please. He gives him kisses on his face. He's like, no, please don't. No, it's not betrayal. I promise. But I promise it won't be too long to keep this secret from you. A bit more of a surprise, but I do want to do a lot of things, and I really do hope that within the next few years we can talk about me stealing your last name at some point.
There's a small, explosion of wind in the space that just emanates from Yusuf. It's like a quick burst, like an unexpected gasp, except it's like his whole body and the magic within gasps.
It's like, oh, like that, did you? He has a bit of a cheeky grin on his face.
You're going to have to wear a suit to your interview, and it's going to have sleeves.
Oh, fuck. No, please.
Sleeves?
Please.
I've never seen you wear sleeves before.
Oh, God. I'm going to have to find a tailor then. These biceps don't like sleeves. Dear, they
Then
don't
get
like
big sleeves.
Oh, all right, fine. And for you, anything. I will move mountain.
I'll help you find a good tailor.
This Ezra guy looks over to the other girl at the table and looks over to the girl at the table and says, "You think we're ever going to get a Caraway wedding, Elwyn?"
You want to try to convince Alicent to marry you?
Foolish, I know.
I think you have it fairly extravagantly where you are. Admire it, you're young. Just embrace what you have.
That's all. Just a cute comment.
I think Hazel's just happy to see that there are relationships around her more working than are not working. She's the lucky one.
I perhaps should leave you all to it. I have my own work to get to.
It was
And
nice
Lisa's-
seeing you again.
Of course, anytime. You're welcome to breakfast or to stop by my office. He's gonna stand up, give Taryn a kiss on the temple. It's a long, dragging. There's a hand on the chest as he walks by, over the shoulder, across the back of the neck, and then he leaves.
Terry's like, God damn, work. But it's fine, it's work. He's just, you can see, Hazel specifically, listen, I'm just saying, Terrence shuts his eyes and enjoys the moment before he leaves. But he's just like,
You doing all right?
yeah, I'm doing fine. Just going to lock that in the brain, for, are you enjoying breakfast?
Oh, sure. It's good.
Good, very good.
Mira's halfway down a mountain of bacon.
Oh my god.
Where do you put all of that?
In here, and she leans back and just points to her stomach.
Do you have? Is it a food baby situation?
Almost.
Okay. Not the only baby happening in this house right now, apparently.
After getting through and actually swallow. I have to eat a lot. I have to have a lot of calories. Otherwise, I get really sick and tired.
Well, I'm glad you have a mountain of bacon. How does it work with something like a good berry? Do you have to eat all 10 of them?
What's a good berry?
Oh, I can't do that anymore. It's weird nature magic. It's
Are there
supposed to
bad
make
berries?
You know, I never asked. I'm gonna find out and I'll get back to you on that.
There is
I mean,
Go on.
I was just gonna say there's poison berries, but not
She's gonna push over the fourth untouched rainbow parfait, just slowly over to Hazel.
She'll take it and make sure that Quilbert has a blueberry to hold in his little paws. He's full donut, little paws all scrunched up except for his front two at the moment on the table. So Nira, do you think you would ever come stay at our place? My place? She kind of looks over at Taryn.
Who just gives that look like I love you so much? I'm sorry.
Maybe.
I mean, there's no rule saying you have to stay at one place full time either way.
You see, the thought hits her mind, not true. I can just have two places to go. Yeah.
Just gonna be me and Mateo.
You
because
could
Thomas-
just convince that robot to cook for you all the time.
You want calories? Our little buddy can do it.
Robot behind me.
He doesn't only clean up hedgehog poop, so. And I'm sure that the hedgie that's over at the house, who I have not named yet, you know what? That's Quilliam. It's Quilliam. It's the new Quilliam. Quilliam would love to see you again.
Quilliette.
Quilliette, yeah. I was trying to think of a girl, a more feminine Quill name, and I could not
Quilliette.
think of anything. That's perfect.
Yes.
You know, I think
All
there
right,
might
there's gonna
a
be a
wedding
third
over
wedding.
after
I need
all.
a third wedding.
Third wedding
I was
right
gonna
now.
say I need a third wedding. Quilliam and
There will-
Quilliette.
There will be a hedgehog wedding in the coming months. I will send everyone invitations. Keep an eye out. Keep your schedules open.
A dual wedding.
I mean, I guess I can't leave you in the house with Mateo alone. He might think that, you know, you're gonna fuck him or something.
Ugh. Ugh. I hope not. I hope not. I feel like,
Well, be
honestly,
careful.
him and Thomas have kind of a connection, but I'll keep my door locked. I don't think it'll be a problem, though.
Sometimes you hear strange noises coming from the basement.
That's where Thomas is?
Yeah, it's where it's like little
What happens to the necromancer girlfriend,
artificer
though?
lair.
Was she a beard?
Well, is there anything else at Caraway Manor, or should we move on to a new scene?
She wanted to talk with Nira after breakfast. Just
Gotcha.
like
I
a
didn't know
brief
if
thing.
I didn't know if that was what
Yeah.
you were talking about.
No,
or
no,
not.
no. Yeah.
That fits, because Nira's gonna finish, and you'll see she'll raise her hand to her mouth, like the back of her hand, and she'll talk into her hand, the same hand that has a mark that glows on Terran, and it will glow. Clean up this mess, and you'll see like several suits come floating in as the unseen servants come in to start cleaning up her section of the table.
That's fancy.
The elf girl like is immediately about to clean up everything from in front of you and kind of looks at you weird, like this is the first time she's ever seen you do that.
Nira just looks at her and, like, very much similar reactions to the first time meeting other people. Just is a little standoffish. Just starts heading
Like,
upstairs.
if you want me to take your plate, I'll take your plate. If you don't want me to take your plate, I won't take your plate.
Nira hears in her head, "Can I talk to you for a quick minute in private?"
You hear the like up the stairs stop.
Yeah.
And you get a reply mentally though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
I'll be back.
Yeah, no. Take your time.
Quilbert flying above her shoulder. So I don't.
Up the stairs, through hallways to a room that's towards the back of the manor that Evelyn has seen before. That has kind of an open section that there's no door. It just opens out to a balcony that overlooks a larger back garden with tons of like topiary animals and things like that. Large trees. It's a much larger garden. It's like it's a good like 15-20 acres. Like the
Damn.
Cowboys stole prime real estate.
They fucking did.
And into the room, Nira is hurling large rocks out, just beaning topiary squirrels and giraffes with these rocks.
So this is your main hobby.
It's fun. It helps.
That's good. I mean, it's beautiful up here.
You can see in the backyard, actually, Alisane has set up some like little targets that if you want Daenerys, you can like press a little button and summon one that kind of pops up and moves, and then
So it'll be a little foot button, like a little pedal, and she kind of like half stomps on it. Target pops up, and she just hurls a rock at it.
I'm not good at throwing rocks, but could she try to like Eldritch Blast one that comes up?
By all means.
sure.
Okay. Let's see.
Just a little attack roll to see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, that is fun. I don't throw rocks, but that was fun.
Nira's smiling for once, and it's clear you can see the brutishness of her expression. Like, she doesn't spend a whole lot of time smiling. It looks more insane than happy. But She kind of sits on the railing of the balcony. What did you want to talk about?
I guess I just wanted to, I don't know, see how you were doing. I saw you run out after the trial, and I mean, how is he and how are you?
The expression kind of drops.
You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but
She's somewhere in between, trying to make that decision, trying to figure out, do I? And she's looking between Hazel and the hedgehog and the ground. No, it's fine. I mean, he's all right. He'll live, at least. So there's that. And I mean, I'm gonna go see him. They can't stop me. So I'll go. But I mean, he's fine. I'm fine, I guess. He's just doing his job.
I know.
See, I don't get it.
I haven't spent a lot of time in society like this, but it seems like a lot of the people in charge, and I'm not saying this is Severus, but I mean, maybe the people that went after him like they did, they've always got motives on top of motives, and you might not see how everything fits together until it's already too late, and it can make you feel really powerless sometimes. And I don't like that feeling, but
she flexes her hand. I don't like it either. I don't feel like I can do anything. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do to help him.
I mean, you go see him. You make sure he's not alone. It's obvious that you two are close to some, I don't know exactly what extent, but all you can really do is be there, because all this bullshit, all of that, it's above my pay grade, that's for sure. But what you're doing is something, even if it doesn't feel like it right now.
And you can see her trying to like blink away the beginnings of tears. But he helped me, and nobody else could. And I don't. It's not fair.
It rarely is. It rarely is. When somebody that you care about gets a target on their back, even if they're as powerful as someone like Severus, sometimes some things are unavoidable, but he's still here and he's still alive. And he's still able to help you, just like you're able to help him, even if you don't feel like you are. Because there's still... Just because someone was quote-unquote created the way he was doesn't mean that that's all there is, you know?
And you see her hand hit her chest. And the tears start falling. But why does it hurt so much?
You can only hurt like this because you cared about something in the first place. There's a hedgehog in your lap, by the way. She's sitting next to you on the railing. It's almost like... It can feel haunting sometimes. feeling like this because you care about someone, but if you have ghosts in your life, that means you had something to care about in the first place. And that matters. That's important. That's how you know that you are still alive.
You can tell the next words are just raw emotion and not actual thoughts. But she's leaning over onto you a bit. Then I don't want to live anymore.
Nira. I can't. If she can, she will sort of like put an arm around you.
I want to help him. I don't want him to be stuck. He was helping me. Does that mean it's my fault?
No. None of this is on you. And I honestly am hesitant to really blame him either, because he's just... I can't begin to act like I know what his motivations are, but I know that he helped you, and he didn't have to do that, and to me, that puts a lot of checks in the good column for me. And it's not because of you that this happened, it's because there are people out there who want power, who wanted more power, who disagree, who want to fight, and they want to throw people in front of the carriage. And there's nothing we can do about it, because the wheels were in motion before we were even here. All we can do is be there for the people we care about. And you already are doing that.
But it's because of my fish that it all happened anyway.
I have nothing to prove this, but I think that some of these plans started even before that. There'd always been conflict, right? Between the church and people who didn't walk the same path as them, and it's not your fault.
Nira kind of gets off of the railing and is... Feel free to stop it. But she's going to lean into you, her face just buried in your stomach, and the crying kind of takes over. It's not loud vocal crying, but it is deep. It's large exhales. It's just no sound is coming out. She can't reach the thing that's hurting, so she's just trying to cry it out to see if it comes up, and you're gonna have a wet shirt.
That's fine. She just puts her arms around, her head, sort of like in her hair a little bit, and just lets her cry. She's done plenty of that on her own. And I think she probably just says a few more times that it's not your fault.
It'll be a few moments before she's even able to come to some semblance of herself again. And when she does, it's like snot and tears and messy hair, and she's like wiping her face with her hand and wrist and forearm, just getting it all off. I'm sorry.
For what?
No, you wanted to talk, and I'm sorry.
I was coming to check on you. I came to talk to you and make sure find out how you were feeling, how you were doing. This is what I was here to talk about.
Does it feel like this with Laurel?
Hmm. There's somebody else in my life that this reminds me of more. Laurel is... I mean, she was someone I cared about. But she took herself out of all of this. I've had someone taken from me by people who had their own machinations, whatever they were. And I couldn't stop it. And there were lots of days that I convinced myself if I'd been there, if I hadn't been out running errands, maybe I could have stopped it. But the reality is, I would have just been... They would have taken my head too.
Nah, because then I'd kill them.
Well, maybe you'll get your chance.
Is that what they did to your mom?
Not everybody understood her. And when people don't understand something, they're afraid of it. And sometimes that fear gets violent. And it did. Violent in exchange for money. Because that's all she was worth in the end, was some gold, some platinum. That's what my home was worth to them. It does get easier, if that helps. And Severus is still here.
She's looking at Hazel in the face. I'll kill them all. And then she's going to correct herself and reaches out with a bit more confidence to take your hand. We'll kill them all. And not for money. Because they're stupid, useless, murdering pieces of shit.
I think that sounds like a great idea. Because Hazel she's very sweet, but there is a certain darkness that comes with growing up where she did. And I feel like you could see it in her eyes in that moment just a little bit.
She's gonna pull your hand and lead you into the room proper, where you see there's a futon that has been set up against the wall, like it is walling, in the corner of the room. And she pulls you over there and sits down on the floor and leans her back up against this futon wall that has been made.
She'll sit next to you.
Sorry, I don't like laying down, but you can. And she points to like a large like day bed, that's more of a couch than a day bed.
I'm okay right here for now.
Sit.
Cool.
Like,
Cooler
lay your
crawls
head
into
over.
her lap. Yeah.
lays her head over on Hazel's shoulder, and puts Quilbert like on top of her own head.
Aww.
How old were you when it happened?
It was a few years ago. Maybe more than a few years ago now. It kind of just... It was like the magic left the place when she did. And it was just me and Quilbert. And I just kind of wandered. And then eventually I found some magistrate people who were recruiting, and I couldn't stay in the north anymore.
So you just wanted something different?
I couldn't be in a place that made me think about what I lost.
She chews on that thought for a minute and just kind of nods in place, nearly shaking Colbert off, but adjusts.
He's holding on with his little feet. But I'm still glad that I had her in my life when I did. So I need you to hold on to that he's still here, and he's still in your life, and he still needs you.
It's an unseen smile. She kind of squeezes your hand a little, perhaps a little too tight, knowing Nira's strength. I'm sorry they did that to your mom.
Me too. We'll make him pay. I'm working on it.
And if it matters, I'll be here for you too.
It does mean a lot, thank you.
She's gonna pull Quilbert off of her head and just hold him. She's like holding Quilbert by the quills, mind you. Like the pain does not bother her, and she just pulls Quilbert off and holds Quilbert in front of her face. You can't leave. I'll find you.
Oh, he's not going anywhere.
Panicked little hedgehog. Little booties in the air, just flailing.
Yeah. Just being a happy little guy. But a little bit nervous at the moment, maybe, because he's being held by his quills, but he's fine. He's sturdier than most hedgehogs.
Replace him back on her head, and just lay, for the first time. As much as this is laying for Nira, just sitting up against a bed. It's a horizontal, vertical bed, but she's just comfortable, and for the first time close to another living, non-metallic being.
I feel like she'll probably just kind of be there to be a little, like a source of comfort that day until she heads back to her house, but she'll stay there until Nira maybe wants to go see Severus or feels a little bit... I don't know what word I'm thinking of.
She'll be there as long as you stay, and eventually fall asleep, though.
Okay. I mean, hey, if that's what it is, that's what it is. I think when she falls asleep is when, if she can ease this very heavy, compact,
Dense creature.
dense creature in such a way that she won't, like, get up and then near just, like, body slams. She'll, take her leave, but, use her staff of flowers to grow. I don't know, just some little flowers, like spider lilies or something, and leave them. So she's up there for a while. And then she's coming out like, I hope I can leave this without getting shot by traps.
And you find out you can.
Okay,
Walking
good.
walking out. Mostly the unseen servants will do lead you out.
Okay.
Was there anything else with Taryn and Yusuf before we wrap up this scene?
I think Yusuf went to
Work.
Office,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
which
Taryn.
you can still go if you need to.
Taryn has actually been downstairs, vigorously working on some of the things that he needs to look into. More so, his artistic hand has been a bit busy, trying to create some things. He has
To work with Alisane.
Yeah, to work with Alisane, because that's the main thing. He also has to go make a few trips some places and look into real estate for reasons.
Okay.
So he's just been busy just kind of coming up with his own little to-do list, but
Then let's switch to the complete opposite side of things. I know Tuna's not yet here to do stuff relating to your plans in Azuria, but at what point, Faye, had you planned to go to, like, the Voshan Peninsula and head over to Starfall?
That's not until year after, like during year 2, sometime after the wedding, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got Soph on the brain, you know.
Well, your
She wants
girlfriend's
to-
not here, so...
Yeah, I know. Technically, the meeting for North Azuria doesn't need Tuna. I don't think she wants to be part of the government there. It's just Evelyn. I think she's just tagging along and gonna help with the information broker stuff, but I could be wrong. Tuna did not reply to me. Let me go back and look at my other year 1 stuff that does not technically include her. I have to scroll through a lot of me being mad at Laurel.
27 minutes later.
Well, within the first year, I want to if Nira and them don't have anything else to do for like the first year, like before the first
was
year.
one
Okay, so yeah, I was gonna say that was
Yeah.
one day. What is this whole thing with fixing Hazel's shit happening year 1?
I was thinking that would be year 2. Year 1 is trying to bring her mom back.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You trying to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that
yeah.
this year? Because we could just go into that and do some of that, you know.
We could. I mean, she's
You
also
wanna, like, kill people year 2.
yes. I think I put Vengeance, aka point Nira, in the right direction and say go. So
I love it.
I mean, it's the hag that works in the plant shop who was going to do the resurrection spell for her in the first place, and she has the gold to do it now.
Did you want to do that?
Huh.
That's
It
the only other
requires-
immediate thing I can think of year 1, unless we want to do some very personal stuff with Taryn. Which I don't know if we want to do on camera or not.
Oh.
And there could be a little more Taryn stuff. I know there was some other stuff you wanted to do.
I more so have questions for you, wondering where the real estate would happen on the map. I was like, well, I didn't even ask where.
You said you wanted it to be close to L'Oreal, right?
Yes.
Then I would say probably one of the best places that you could do would be like Morta or Fairwharf, someplace right outside of there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Depends on how low-key you wanted it to be. Morta is like a town that no one goes to. So it would be like a really remote place. But also very close to L'Oreal. You know?
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take Morta.
Yeah, low cost on things too. But yeah, just along that craggy ravine somewhere.
Gotcha.
You've kind
I
of
like it.
gone to purchase your home. You'd probably meet with a seller through the big bank in L'Oreal who would, you know... This is not a place that's for sale, more so it's a place that you would, like, be buying a plot of land and building a place on. So it'll probably take a couple months to construct.
That's perfect for year one.
But, yeah, I mean, I'd say 2 months. You could have a nice log cabin like this built.
I have a question if we're done with that. If not, I can wait.
I was gonna say that after a couple of months, though, you could get a walking tour of it because it's already in the game. Second.
Are we here?
Everything's black and white.
Yeah, this for tuna as well. There's 2 tunas now. Or Sampians, right?
Eventually, though, a large log cabin is built for Terran.
I saw things, but now I can't see anything.
That's okay, you're not invited.
I was about to say.
Set your character. Set your
Scroll down, at
character
least
as
you can see.
invisible.
That's funny.
Before I place your token down, set it as invisible.
Okay, give me a second. Visible. How do I... Okay.
It's because she knows I'll keep rolling attacks against you.
And I rolled and I rolled and I missed and this went on for several hours.
I assume maybe at some point you invite people over to see your cabin, which is why I dragged everyone's token here. But mostly at some point, somebody would invite you over to be like, oh, and the real estate agent would show you around. Oh yes, and we've had it all to your expectations, sir.
This
Grand balcony, overlooking the waters.
is good. This is good.
And excellently on budget. Even had a little time with some local townsfolk putting in a koi pond for you.
That'd be nice to meditate around and. Well, obviously, I do enjoy having pets that can't kill me. He just kind of looks at everyone there and he's like, so I had this built, and I really hope that Yusuf likes it when I get a chance to show him.
This looks beautiful.
Yusuf can be here if you want.
Or is it a surprise for later?
Or is it a surprise for later?
Surprise for later.
Okay.
He's showing everybody else first.
I trade you beautiful dream home for your last name.
I got diabetes now. Thanks.
I have diabetes. But yes. He would also, though, specifically just because when all of the time spent trying to figure out how he wanted this to be, he did keep Hazel in mind just because that's like his fucking sister at this point. And mine, the other sister that he has, of course, but he loves them both. He loves everybody in the party, but he would say, he's like, Hazel, there's a room here for you to come and stay.
Really?
Like, yeah, you guys can just fucking go in.
The first ever Ren map. Let me present.
It's
a
beautiful.
You're gonna get your foundation tested as Nira goes stampeding through the structure.
He's like, Nira, you're always welcome here too. There's two extra rooms besides mine and Yusuf's. And yes, no one go in mine and Yusuf's room, please. Thank you.
I have no interest in doing that. Thank you.
I can't promise that it will be clean all the time.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why.
Now, we did figure that maybe heating would be a problem in the winter, that it is winter. So we've imbued the bottom level of the house with a fire incantation to warm the place.
Thought of everything, because I didn't think of that magic. Magic is my dear Breeze's.
Well, the way you did design it, and he kind of gestures to the massive gaping hole in the side of your house.
Sorry.
I mean, he grew up in a monastery,
Easy access.
It does get a little
outside.
cold down here in the winter. Oh, right on the ocean.
And he gestures out over what is literally the ocean. Like an ocean front view.
I found paint! Continues storming through.
Very happy to have the foundation being tested. Like, okay, cool. No holes in the floor. It's wonderful.
Hazel is inspecting.
Yes, it
every
is
single plant.
childproof.
Oh, that's perfect. I can't wait to figure out little niece or nephew. They'll also be here too.
Taryn, it's beautiful.
So you did a good job. I tried my best.
She's gonna start telling you like everything about all the plants in here, whether you care or not. So.
He's listening.
And she's telling all the medicinal properties. Or it's like this one is poisonous, but only when it's like at this point of its like maturity, and then blah blah.
You
blah,
hear
blah, blah.
splashing outside in the water.
Oh my god.
Rocks! He's gonna gather a few.
Oh god.
As many as you can in her arm. Circle back around to Evelyn, dump some right in front of Evelyn, and then just start hurling them out into the water.
I know Safia is absolutely joining in that, and Evelyn is, you see that Evelyn is kind of molding something out of clay as she sits in this chair here. And as everyone kind of now is here, she will reveal a small letter Q, and then she will throw it up in the air, and it will launch with the velocity of a rocket into the air and explode into a firework that is a giant Q.
Aww.
Still got 5 of these from the fucking Vosh games forever ago.
That's right.
Oh man.
God, that seems like so long ago now. Things were
Sorry,
very
now-
different.
Now I have full. That was my 5th.
But you're welcome. Here, please don't be strangers.
I mean, I have to make sure those plants stay alive, so I gotta come by once in a while.
But we are far now, but we will visit when we can.
He holds out his pinky.
You ready? Laurel jump scare.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Evelyn wraps her pinky around Terran's and then like folds her thumb upwards so that it's like ready to be pressed into with Terran's thumb.
He does that. Listen. He does, but then even though he's standing, I don't think he's exactly sitting, but he gives her the biggest squeeze.
She's
Gonna be so weird.
she's kind of overtaken as she's sitting in this chair.
Yeah, like literally, chair could fall over. Terran's just like,
Kind of bends at the elbow to kind of like at least hug his arm back.
It's gonna be so weird without everyone around at all times.
We're all
Even
just
though
a business card away, right?
I mean,
You're all also contractually obligated to hang out 4 weeks a year.
Just cause.
We have
Or
a
you
house to-
don't get paid. No, or you don't get paid by Yusuf. That's the deal. I don't know if you guys read what I wrote yesterday.
oh, yeah.
But you gotta work with Yusuf 4 weeks out of the year
You're
to be
stuck
getting
with me
paid.
alive.
Yeah, I mean,
Hazel getting paid.
the plan is to work
I
with
assume you
him
guys want to get
constantly.
paid. So you'll be kind of business flying, essentially flying business in and out of L'Oreal
Yo,
from time to
be
time.
Getting my fucking miles up, friends.
But for sure, you can come and go, build houses wherever you want, establish yourselves as people in other places.
Laura wants to build a house.
And
A lot of
it's cool.
empty free houses in Cetus. You got one for free. Only
Anyone
place
want-
in the world on Soulstone where houses ain't appreciating.
And Solara, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, go back there, buy a new house.
There was one thing I think that Evelyn can do without Safia. But it requires me to ask a very important question. After Cedric retired,
Yeah.
did he go back to being a teacher in Lutaria? or
That
does
is
he have a different
explicitly what he's doing now. He's just doing teaching at the place in Lutaria.
teacher?
Essentially, he and Nelly are like the leaders of that place.
So on the trip to North Azuria, can we stop there and can I finish my greatsword training with Cedric?
Sure.
I'm
Absolutely.
really close on the hours already, and I'll definitely have time to get there before we get to him. So
Absolutely. You can spend just a couple weeks there. Just training with him.
I need like 2 days.
Yeah, I was gonna say even I meant even just like a week or so. You
Yeah.
can spend there just like honestly, if you wanted to have a couple conversations with him, eventually he would there's a great camaraderie between you and the people at Lutaria in that you are the success case. All the time that you're there, he's kind of showing off to new recruits, and you see a number of people who were just like you a little over a year ago, fresh-faced and ready to join to defend the realm, training and
Nice. She does her best to give the most inspiring speeches she can with a -1 charisma as physically possible. But after training one day, she definitely wants to talk with Cedric.
God, what did
about
Cedric
her-
sound like?
About her potential.
An old man.
Is
But
that
like
what he
a hot
sounded
old
like?
man.
The
Yeah, but
chance
like
of
a
her
hot
becoming
He
old
sounded
a
like
successor.
Geralt. I feel like he was like Geralt of Rivia.
Yes, a hot old man.
All right, hold on, hold on. Give me 30 seconds to summon a voice.
Yes. Yes, kind of.
Me when I'm inviting Days to the server.
Thank you so much for coming,
Ah.
Evelyn.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, of course. I, you know, I really started getting better at combat when I started training with you, and it just seemed right to, you know, kind of finish a long journey of that here.
Well, we're always happy to have you.
I'll do my best to come back, but I will say I'm...
Perhaps if you ever had anything to share with the world, you could always come back and teach.
Oh, maybe one day. I was about to say I'm pretty much maxing out the schedule as much as possible and going forward for a little bit, but
Means
yeah,
a great
maybe.
honor that you came back to be with us.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you some specific questions on like, you know, 1v1 combat. If maybe you might be a little more knowledgeable than I.
Sure, ask away.
See, I recently discovered that I'll be able to challenge someone for a great weapon, and
Oh,
I really don't want to fuck it up. So when it comes to like fighting greatsword to greatsword, you know, parrying can be kind of tough. Do you have any recommendations for like parrying, especially like magical things?
He kind of gives you a like confused look. Oh,
Or maybe do you know of like a strong weapon? I once read in a story about like a greatsword that could smack magic back like a baseball bat. But that was obviously like not a real story.
I mean, I don't personally know anything about artifacts. The only one I know who knows anything about artifacts is Ludwig. Or that
She,
robot
like-
friend of yours.
Yeah, I suppose I could ask her. You see, anyone around? Oh no, no one's around. That's right. I'm alone in this scenario. Ha! She makes a stank face when Ludwig's name got mentioned. All I was gonna say. Well, all right. And then when it comes to like, you know, parrying movements, would you say that, you know, great sword versus great sword, if there's any like tips you could offer? I know you don't typically fight with one, but
I'm a bow user.
yeah, no. But you are an instructor for combat, so you know I thought.
Right, well, a good parry starts with, and he explains to you the very basics of parrying.
Got it, Teach. Well, thank you very much. I think it's time I go and start my work in Azuria again.
Well,
If you're ever in town, come see me. I'll be at the docks for sure.
I hope it happens.
She reaches forward to give him the like warrior handshake where you like grab the forearm.
Mm-hmm.
And she pulls him in a little closer for like an actual hug towards the end of it.
Yay.
He gives you a hug, and then there's that evening he makes sure that before you fuck off to wherever you go, that he and Nelly and you have a good night to sit around and just talk shit, you know? Have a nice meal together before you possibly never see each other again, you know?
Safia's probably there for that for sure. But I'm sure it's a lovely evening. Well, it's 9 o'clock.
It's
Aaron,
9 o'clock. Where the fuck are you, Aaron? I was literally thinking the same thing. How much more can we stall? Don't ping him.
Oh shit! I already typed it. I literally hit
It's
enter. I just said-
fine.
It's okay. I secretly messaged Tuna earlier because she logged on.
We all did. She ain't answering nobody's messages.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
logged on. She logged on Baldur's Gate 3.
This bitch is playing Baldur's Gate 3 right now.
No, not anymore. Not anymore.
I
Or she-
can't.
or she-
I can't propose, and I can't get my new job title because she's playing Baldur's Gate 3.
But she must
We're
have went
playing
outside.
better Baldur's Gate.
So I'm not gonna be there
Personalized
till
Baldur's Gate.
9:45.
Well, we can do Hazel's mom thing if we're okay with human sacrifice.
Bruh. I mean, it's the only thing left in year 1, I guess.
I mean, there was some other stuff like Hazel wanted to look into joining the coven and talk to Alicent about that thing you and I talked about on Discord like last week.
Talk to,
Healing robots.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. We could do that if you want.
Whoops. Wrong character.
I was so confused for a second.
Wait, what?
I mean, she's gonna ask Taryn to like go with her, even if he's not there for the conversation, just because she still feels awkward interacting.
To
Not
talk to
interacting
the
with
Night Coven?
Carolays. No. If we're doing that first, then she probably wouldn't bring Taryn for
Oh,
that.
whatever you want to
Yeah.
do first. I don't care.
We can do that first. It's.
Do you talk to the lady, Agatha,
Mm-hmm.
first, or do you talk to the Night Coven specifically about it?
I would talk to her first because she's the one I originally interfaced with about bringing.
How much money did I tell you before?
I have it written down.
I think it was like 5K or something.
No, it was less than that. Hang on.
On listen,
I'm highballing you right now. I'm pretty sure it was less than that.
1,000.
I think it was around that, but can't. Hang on. I
I
know I
don't
wrote it down
remember.
somewhere. Hang on.
It is 1,000.
And then it was another like 300 if I didn't supply.
Right, that was what it was.
sacrifice,
Yeah, it was 1,000 or 1,300 if you supplied the sacrifice.
which I have enough for. I mean, she hasn't told anybody else that it's going to require a human sacrifice.
It can be done for you, darling.
Who are you gonna use?
Who do you want me to use?
No, I didn't know that I could get that specific.
If you want to join the coven, then maybe you can. Would be of good value having someone of your power around.
Would I be able to remain a witch if I did?
Of course.
I wouldn't become a hag? Not that I just don't want to be immortal. Honestly.
Many people never go to the Feywild.
Right.
You have to if you want to make the endeavor.
Can I go there without making the endeavor just to see it?
Of course.
Okay.
Time's a little weird there, though.
I've heard that before, yeah.
Make sure you wrap up anything you have to get done here before you go.
Good to know.
Lest you leave anyone hanging for a decade.
I mean, the person I would like to use is the one who made the bounty in the first place. But I don't know if they're out of reach.
Who then would make an act against the Hag Mother?
I mean, the people that killed her in the first place, but I don't know who they are.
They were emissaries of a nearby kingdom. They were people sent by a king, essentially, to eliminate a hag living in the woods.
Mm-hmm. But she doesn't know who specifically they are, I don't think.
You would just
Unless
say
there was-
nobody's from a specific kingdom, probably.
Yeah. I mean,
Then you'd have to go there, darling. Look around. Back to your roots.
okay.
You could find something there.
I think that's a good
Spaces
idea.
have a way of holding memories. Bringing them back for you to see.
Ooh, she looks a little fucked up at the idea of that. But I think she kind of gets like a bit of a resolute expression on her face, and she nods and says, "I'll be
Should you
back."
offer your communion to the coven, we could aid you in this endeavor.
I think that might be a good idea. If they'll have me.
They'll have you any day, lad. Lassie.
I'll be there at the next meeting. Which I don't know when that would be, but...
They do, I believe, meetings once a week and then every full moon. For a special meeting.
I think she'd just go to the next one.
Which
She's
as a
not telling
member-
anybody
which
about this, but...
As a member of the coven is a thing that they want you to come to, you know. And you would quickly find out while attending these meetings that it's pretty boring, honestly. It's just a bunch of old women sat in a room talking about, like, minor infractions that people have had done onto them, or their, you know, lackeys have had done onto them.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything that... I feel like, so, anything she hears that is of note that she could safely report to Yusuf without getting any of the hags, like, on a bad radar, she would. Not in a betraying them kind of way, more of a just helping him keep his finger on the pulse of things that are happening a bit better. Because the hags occupy a very specific role in a city like this, so...
Sure. There's
Yeah.
there's some little connections that you could make. Some corrupt city watch, a few people who are messing with the hags on the dock side who they're less than pleased about.
Listen, if she can point things in the right direction for the hags' benefit or for Yusuf, then she will. But I think
In
she would
fact,
join.
both. In fact, you could easily broker both.
That's what she wants to do, I think. That's honestly probably the main thing she does in the city, is be sort of like a liaison between a fairly powerful hag coven and Yusuf.
Why don't you make a general persuasion check for me?
Okay.
Advocating for Tanny here with advantage because she's also a witch, right?
Correct.
Thank you.
Can she also risk it and get a third dice?
Oh my god.
You can risk it for your sanity and get a third die. No, I'm joking.
I got a.
That
I
was a
rolled-
CDG joke.
It was. I got a 7, so I got a 16 because I have a +9 persuasion.
Yeah, you're brokering a very tentative relationship between the Night Coven and Yusuf Caraway's organization.
Mm-hmm.
The hags are definitely very... They don't want you to tell anybody anything. Like,
Yeah.
of course, because, you know, any wrong word and somebody could come down crashing upon them.
Mm-hmm. I think she would what she would kind of say to that is, I'm someone who's walked the line of both the Fae and society, and I think I've got a pretty good handle on what I can say that would keep you all safe, because I have no interest in losing more of you than I already have.
Yeah. I'd say that the coven is about a 16 out of 20 in trusting you.
Perhaps she could make other attempts later.
Perhaps she could make other attempts later. Yeah.
Perhaps in like a year or 2 or 3.
Although you are very early on in your hag relation.
Yeah. So she's going to put a hold on bringing her mom back because she can't stomach the idea of just some random poor, relatively speaking, innocent person being used. She wants to get who fucking did it. And she has a plan on how to transport them when she gets them. She's got plans.
In your in your carriage.
Maybe.
I
That's a
want
year
to
2
see.
thing, though.
I want to see a scene where you go to the north.
There will be. I was planning on doing that in year 2.
Okay.
Because there's a thing for year 2 that would make it work easier. Because they'll be level 11 by that point. Does anyone else have anything else? Because the only other thing I have is healing robots. Which was just like, that might not be a huge thing. It's more just like, she would go want to speak to Alisane and basically say, I know that you are brilliant and you've created all these incredible machines of
Irish? Who? What the
destruction,
fuck
you know?
does Irish Jennifer Coolidge mean? Who the fuck is Jennifer Coolidge?
That was more.
What do you?
What do you mean? Who's Jennifer Coolidge?
No, I think it's more that. Oh, go ahead.
Were you not Irish Jennifer Coolidge just like 5 minutes ago?
Who's Jennifer Coolidge?
The lady
You don't
in
know
the
who
gif.
Jennifer Coolidge is?
I mean, I'm sure
Have
I
you seen-
do, but
have you
is
seen
that
the
the
Billy
lady in the
Blonde?
GIF I'm looking at?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What a
She's
hot
got
dog,
that
real
really
man,
specific
you know?
voice.
I can't do an accent or an
Okay,
impression of actual
darling.
impressions, but
I was just doing an Irish accent because I was thinking a little Faye, you know.
I loved it. It was perfect.
It had just the right amount of breathiness to be Jennifer Coolidge.
Happy birthday!
It needs to have a little whiny then at the end of it though.
Just bend and snap, you know? That's
Yeah.
a Billy Blonde reference.
I think I could probably do a meeting I wanted to have between Evelyn, Yusuf, and Mary Ann, like shortly after the whatchamacallit? The case?
Yeah.
The court trial?
Would you guys like to take a quick 5 to go to the bathroom? Can we take
If
a
you
quick
need
5?
to.
I have to take a quick 5. I'm not.
Yeah,
gonna
we
lie.
could do that.
Oh. Trying to figure out when to send these letters is really hard.
Yeah. How fast can I make chili?
Fast enough. You got this.
Well,
It's
to be
like-
fair, I can turn and see my computer from 10 feet away because I'm in a tiny Bay Area apartment, but, you know.
Well, you know, you're good. You're good. You're fine.
Yeah.
You got this.
Yeah. What were you saying, Cole?
I don't even want to send the letter to Nero because I'm gonna feel so bad.
Listen, that was
Yo,
such a
fuck-
conversation.
Fuck you guys, but also I love you guys so much. Oh,
Games making friends. Hazel has been super nice and provided hogs the entire time Nira has been in the party. So it makes sense that Hazel would be the first one she'd actually try to be friends with.
oh my
Yeah.
god, that was no good. I was fucking saying like, yo, shut up, man. I'm like, I don't have tissues. I'm using a shirt. Like, I'm so
Hazel has a
stupid.
lot of insight into loss, you know? She gets it. And she could tell that, you know, listen, she knows what it looks like to bottle it up,
No.
you know?
It's hard because Nira doesn't know that she loves Severus. That's she would never know in herself that it's like, oh, that's my father figure. She doesn't. She would never register it that way, and
Yeah.
yet that's what it is.
And it's funny because it's like Hazel was specifically referencing her mom, but she never once was like, that's like your dad. Because I think, she, you know?
Hazel has tact.
She tries. She tries.
But do we sense a budding romance? No? No? Okay.
I don't. Well, they've.
They just laid the grounds to finally be friends.
Yeah, they're at like
Okay,
they're
I'm
at
back.
like step 1
Well, you gotta think of this fast. You got 3
of
years.
even Oh my god. Listen, at
All
least
right,
it's
so
not fucking
year
a throuple
one.
with Thomas and Mateo.
True.
Anyway, that was wild.
What else going on year one, my
Can I do
dearest
a-
loves?
A meeting with Evelyn, Marianne, and Yusuf.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Preferably closer to the end of the trial.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're rewinding the tape.
I assume this would probably happen.
Wait, so this is
in
before the
Yusuf's-
trial ends?
No, it's after the trial. It's
Okay.
just like
Just shortly after.
closer to after the trial than to like most of the other things that have taken place so far. Other
Sure.
than probably. You know what? You know the day that
Within the first month.
the day that everyone went to the Caraways and then Yusuf went to work. That day, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Sure. Gotcha.
So I assume this would take place in Yusuf's office.
Sure.
Unless Yusuf wants to meet
Hold.
on the Hellcat.
It's also an option. Depends on who you go to first.
Oh, you. Cause well,
And then you call Marianne to get here, or you call.
well,
these
she was
people to-
already in the city for the trial.
She's around, yeah.
So I was hoping to catch her before she leaves to get this meeting.
Yeah, Evelyn, she's not being shameless about the fact that she's hanging around you these days.
That's fine.
She's following you around.
You don't have. Yeah, there's no. That's fine. There's no need for a secret. We are both very powerful people, and anyone who wants to fuck with that will.
Brad, do
surely
you
meet their
not
demise.
think that you have outranked your mother?
Huh? No, I just said we're both very powerful people, and if anyone wants to fuck with that, they will certainly meet their demise. It was cool how I could see everyone's tokens from the other side of this door. No one else can do that but me. As always, Evelyn will knock on the door, and assuming she is allowed in, will go sit on the couch and wait for Yusuf to be ready.
there's a quiet respect between these two, and Yusuf, like, you're let in, you go to the couch, Yusuf's just working and waiting. Eventually there's like a glass half full with some over expensive wine that just floats over and lands on the coffee table, but he just continues working, gets up, goes to the orb. You hear him talking, but like the words sound muffled, like he's talking into the orb. Goes back, sits at his desk, writes some more. It's about a good 30 minutes or so.
Evelyn will take the wine glass and hand it to Marianne, and they'll just sit there and enjoy their time together on the couch, waiting.
What do you think you want to ride back to Azuria, or?
Oh, not quite. I was a little confused about something. When I met Yusuf, I was under the idea that you two worked together in some way.
Well, I give him information.
So he's the top of the food chain in that one.
I mean, it was a new... Look, everything's a commodity these days. It's not like the old days where we have to smuggle spice or, goods anywhere. We can just know things, and that's worth money.
Yeah, I want to get in on that. That's why I'm here. I'm gonna be at a pretty important port in this area, and I think I could provide both of you with a lot of good info.
She looks you dead in the eyes. And she says, then we'll get you a ship
Oh, I'm
and a crew.
not like that. Kind of going the other route. I'm gonna try and be the wharf master.
Yusuf puts his quill down and walks over.
Over it.
Apologies. Welcome. Did you need anything? Did you need water?
Money.
More wine? Of course.
I'll be fine, but please refill my mother's glass. Yes,
She
came
fills
to
her own
hopefully-
glass.
Well, I figured he could do it magically, you know, it would be all fancy and shit. I was hoping that we could discuss, like an information deal between the three of us, as I'm hoping to try and become the Wolf Master in North Azuria. I feel as I will try and work with the pirates there and work with the halfling government there, could benefit us all.
A contract of sorts.
Potentially, I still need to work it out with Willin about my exact position in Azuria. Or maybe I could work that deal with you. I don't really know how politics work. I'm new to this.
Whoever you wanted to be your sponsor in the magistrate, if you wanted to work through the magistrate on that, could be. So it could be Yusuf, could be Willin. Depends on who you want.
It's strange because, like, I want to broker a peace deal that includes the magistrate, but I don't want the magistrate to have control over Azuria anymore.
I was gonna say, I think Yusuf will have input and add in. Better in this kind of dealing, like your mother, if you don't pick a side per se. Your mother's her own entity, a pirate, and the information that she sells is information. It's not picking a side, not determining who gets what or when, just that there's a mutual trust, that we both, in the larger picture, want the same things.
Yeah, you know how you say you've never been into politics? Yeah, neither have I. He says it better than I ever could.
Yeah, I just want to, like, do that. Because I really want peace for North Azuria, and I don't see that.
Caraway, what was our rate? It was like 1,000 gold a tip. For a really good one.
Holy shit, what the fuck? Why have I been almost dying every time I go
I
on?
give really good tips. Like that one time we busted and she explains some super elaborate plot where they like worked together to have Yusuf like CIA style infiltrate a group.
Whoa. Well, maybe stuff like that. I was kind of thinking along some other lines, but I'll have to make waves on that before I really present
Your
it.
best bet is to go in not as a member of the magistrate or anyone else, simply going in as yourself, as Evelyn, and your past accomplishments will speak for themselves. You have done great work for the magistrate, but you ultimately had a differing view than the magistrate. That in itself can come in handy when you're trying to sway peoples who might not see the magistrate's way of things.
Well, yeah, but I gotta get the magistrate to agree to not claim that territory for now.
And your past history with the magistrate will do you wonders in that arena. The fact that they know that they can trust you.
I'm really hoping. I don't know if I can do all that, like be the leader for change and only work as the Wharf Master, but I really hope I can.
Well, what
You'd
are
be
you hoping
surprised.
to accomplish? You just want to make a lot of money.
No. I mean, that's a sub-goal, but I really want peace for my home.
You'd be very surprised at what people in low places can do. And the ways in which they can
From
affect people in
now
high places.
until the end of time, pirates are going to be running spice through the Silk Road to the mountains. I don't think there's anything I can do to stop it.
That's not my goal. Like I said, I want to work with the pirates.
That's his
and with
goal.
fellow-
And she points to Yusuf. They don't want the stuff in the continent.
I would prefer it if illegal substances that could do harm to young, illiterate, and unintelligent minds just wasn't there. It would be very helpful that, children, young adults, teens did not have access to such things. If adults want to do it and they're in their right mind, by all means.
Evelyn, I know we went there as a child, but have you ever gone to the Spice Lands as an adult?
I don't think so.
You see all of those, like, kobolds and goblins that are like... I mean, I've got a pretty loosey-goosey morality. I'm not one to really judge, but I've never kept anyone as a slave.
Oh yeah, Archie. For sure, Archie. Not my mom keeping Archie as a slave. Sorry, I was trying to make sure we were comparing to characters like Archie.
Oh, she's absolutely comparing to a kobold character like Archie, who's kept in enslavement on the Spice Lands to manufacture illicit drugs that are then carried by pirates, once like your mother, through Azuria.
Given to children like Salvia.
Now, I will do my best to prevent Tavish Spice from entering, but ships that are just docking and leaving, I don't plan to stop.
As this would be your prerogative.
But I also have much grander plans, working with ships that are not specifically pirates, but just other vessels as well. But some pirates, because not all pirates are bad, as she gestures to her mother, and then tries to find a mirror. There's got to be a mirror.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
And she gives you a little wink.
Pardon? You're not good, or you're no longer a pirate?
Oh, I'm no longer bad.
Then, what? Yeah, you're proving my point then. Never mind. Maybe don't refill her glass again.
Just a little wink.
Prestidigitation, some red water.
Well, you can press vegetation, make it taste like it too.
Oh my
It's true.
god.
It's
Yeah,
true.
if you know the flavor profile of it.
Oh my
Right.
god.
Too bad I ain't got no more magic. I only got be angry. Well, yeah, that's my goal. I need to talk with Willin about it, and I'll probably come back to talk with you a lot once I learn things. And I promise I'm gonna put in a really cool implementation, and I'm gonna get back to you on it.
Do you know how
Take your
many
time.
kobolds live in the Spice Lands?
A lot.
Heard some diplomat in Tavish say one time that them numbers ranged somewhere in the, 4 or 5 million.
A lot of kobolds.
What an army like that could do. And she looks at Yusuf.
I have no use of armies. But knowing that they're there means that someone else
What
might.
freeing a number of people like that could do.
The goodwill, that may come in handy.
Do you know anyone, either of you, do you know anyone in the North Azure, like government now that I could maybe
I think
use your
Tilly's
name as
great
like a-
grandmother had a son who's like the mayor or something.
Sorry, who?
Tilly's mother's sister. She explains some long... Yeah, he's like the, secretary or something.
You don't mean Sally, do you, mother?
Yeah, Sally, your aunt.
Ah, okay, yes.
She's not really my sister.
I hope you don't feel offended that I also call her mom.
Oh, no. I didn't know that was... Well... She continues drinking the fake wine.
My contacts are more sprinkled throughout and in lower places.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not one for being quiet.
No,
I got a
but
big mouth and a small brain, so.
I think more highly of you than that, but I won't deny you your own belief of yourself. Whatever it is you plan to do, or think you can do, I'm excited. Help information, it's a useful tool. Just knowing when and where peoples might be in danger, when and where people might come to attack other innocents, it's incredibly useful.
Yeah, so about leading like a network, how do I get one of them orbs?
That one was provided by the magistrate.
Fuck.
Alisane can make you one.
Sick. How much do they cost?
You want a full one like the one that Yusuf has?
I mean, I'm gonna be doing what Yusuf does in another city.
44,000 gold.
Place to put it, that is-
2.5.
Like, yes, it's expensive.
Like 2.5. Okay. Straight up,
I
like
got
a
that in my pocket
2.5
right now. I gotta buy a
for
house.
one of those. One of those send like 20 messages a day.
Alright,
Receives them, holds them, stores them, etc.
Yeah.
If you delete some, can you get more than 20 in a day? Is it 20 at a time?
You can send 20. Okay, I ain't thought about this that much. Right
Okay.
now, you can send 20 and receive 20 on the answering machine. All right, you want an answer?
I put some thought into this. You can send messages from it. They instead, if you are within proximity to it, or it's reverse attunement, like it attunes to you. If you're within, X number of miles of it, any telepathic messages that are sent to you are sent to the orb instead. You can choose to receive them as you get like a mental ping, like an alert spell that you received one, but it's not always clear who that message is from. Those things have to be tailored. The cards that you get,
the cards that you get, I
has-
assume you have to pay for those individually.
Yeah.
They're kind of
You pay
like
for
an
it.
individual item that are a very expensive magical item that the caraways extend to people
and
sometimes.
then you give those to people, and when they send messages to the card, it goes automatically to the orb. It can hold as many incoming as people who send them through the cards, but you will have to go back to the orb to then hear them and reply to them.
Alright, so I want can I get like an orb that's got 10 messages, and can I get 10 cards? How much would that cost?
I don't know. Let's say 5K.
Sheesh.
You'll make that. That's half of your money in the first year alone. Don't worry about it.
Okay, cool. I just won't make that, and we'll count it as even.
So you're gonna make 11K in the first year working for Caraway.
Can I do that from North Azuria while doing my other jobs?
4 weeks a year. That's all
Your
you need to give.
contract.
Okay, that's not good. That's not
You go on 4 1-week missions a year through Caraway.
good. Okay.
1 to 2 week missions.
So I just won't get 5 of that 11K, and we'll say that I have one of those things and 5 cards. For whenever Tuna and I talk about getting
Are you
a-
gonna buy like a house in North Azuria?
Oh, yeah. That's the plan.
What kind of house?
I want like oceanfront property. But also
Like a house, a manor, a mansion?
manor, Not a mansion. We're just 2 people.
So
We
like
just need a U-Haul truck, really. I mean,
a manor,
That's the
a
interview.
manor is gonna be 2 stories and more opulent than a house. That's gonna be
No, we just need a
probably
house. Can we get like a nice house up on like one of the cliffs?
6K.
Hey, look at that. That's our 1 year. Boom, done. And then she still gets money, and I don't need any. Because I still have.
And then you pay
5K
about
more.
$1,000 a year in taxes.
That's fine. I can cover that right here. Boom. I mark off 100 platinum.
That's for like a pretty mid house.
Right? 100 platinum is 1,000.
Correct. 100
Okay.
times 10 do be 1,000.
I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, like a nice house, kind of like raised up so we can look out over the ocean. Has a little pathway that connects to the woods so we can go on hikes. And
Yeah. House, 5K. Manor, you want it to be crazy? 8K.
and we've got like a room where on one side it's all of her like equipment to be able to make clothing and her magical items and stuff, and then on the other side there's like a big alchemy table for me.
This is like 5K. This is like a house similar to the one you grew up in, like Selly's house.
Yeah,
Like very
Like, I mean,
similar.
she had a whole store attached to hers, so
You could have a whole store attached to yours.
we'll think about that in the future. But for now, it's just our house.
Like that's what I'm trying to say. Is like you could have bought like a place like Selly owns for like
Oh,
this
yeah.
this amount of money.
But yeah, this will be good for us. And then, yeah, we still need to talk about. I guess I'll have to discuss things with a bunch of political people there.
You guys want to raise the
But-
dead?
Getting that.
Little soft enterprise.
But
Hazel?
Yeah, I think Hazel's time. To
Huh?
raise the
Daenerys?
dead.
You guys want to bring back some people from the dead?
I mean, we
Would you
can't-
like to
I mean,
venture north?
All
Yeah.
of those are options. If we're just stalling for time, Nira has definitely wants to go bother Severus, and then.
Oh, we
I'm
can do a
okay with
Severus
letting
scene.
her-
We can absolutely do a Severus scene.
Not necessary, but you know, if we're just
So-
stalling.
Severus
Absolutely.
would have
I demand it, actually.
absolutely told you that he's not leaving. Like he's still a member, regardless of whether or not he's forward facing. He's still a part of the magistrate. It's his organization. He's not just gonna abandon it. But he's by all means not like overseeing the workshop anymore. That's Tall's job. You would go to where his office was one day and Tala would be there. Things when you would go there seem a little more polished, a little less like the most yeah, I guess the most specific way I could put it is that things feel very corporate nowadays. There's less of like a flair to things like when
Yes.
Severus was there.
There's definitely not hiding her disgust and disdain. Like it's clear on her face. And when she gets to the office that used to be Severus's and she realizes it's Tala's, just ugh.
No fish in the
Purple.
tank. In fact, the tank is gone.
Purple skinned dumb bitch. I could break your goddamn spine, leave you.
I can hear
crushed in
you,
the
you
pit,
know.
push you in a ru- Sorry, wrong room. Push you down a fucking hill, you dumb, stupid, bubble-headed block piece of shit. Stupid, think you're cool with your goddamn gun. Stupid.
The little gnome guy who used to be friends with Thomas. I think I named him like Gerald one day. He's just kind of like, "Are you okay, little one? You seem a little distraught."
At the little one, she kind of puffs up, like straightens up. The fuck are you calling little one?
Oh no, I mean no offense.
I know things are a little different these days.
It's the little gnome man.
Where's Severus?
Oh, he's just down the way. You can.
And he points to the elevator.
Go and find him. I'm sure he told you.
And in fact, Severus did tell you to take the elevator all the way down.
Just gonna narrow eyes at this gnome. By short stack. Stampede off.
It's a fine hammer you have.
Then you just got to stomp out of the way.
Useless purple daughter, dumb bitch.
Well, they're not coming.
No, they're not.
You know what that means, right? I'm in charge. Oh, look at me. I'm Sophia.
I hate it.
I want to marry you.
Make kissy noises in Discord, that'll really steal it. There you go.
I hate it here. Just go do drugs and pass out. I hate it here.
I'm gonna drink milk of the poppy and pass out.
I hate it.
Hey Thomas, can I see your gun for a moment?
Here you go.
Thomas, you can have it right
Oh
there.
my god, I forgot he was Red Dead Redemption now.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
I'm taking the elevator all the way down.
They was talking.
Mateo and Thomas start dating and neither of them are here to say otherwise. Here we go.
Mateo and Thomas Brokeback Mountain it
Yeah!
Ew.
in the
They don't
saw
know what-
teeth.
And they don't know what lube is.
So is Severus in a jail cell or his own underground office now?
There is a service elevator that takes people down to like an armory. And you would see immediately, Daenerys, as you step into this elevator within the Amethyst Palace, that very visibly to you, another button appears on the elevator shaft.
Push.
It takes a little while as you travel downward. You get the sense that you're going fast.
That rising in the gut.
It's taking you pretty deep. And then eventually, you come to a stop. And the elevator doors open. And shut behind you with a deep clicking, almost locking mechanism as you hear the elevator shoot back up.
Oh, we have to be heathens. Before she walks out, she's gonna press every button.
There is only 3. There
Still.
is the floor that you came from, a floor below it, and then this mysterious button that appeared.
Had to press them all.
Okay.
Even the emergency escape real quick.
Bzzz. Daenerys, come into my fucking office.
She had to be a monster. And then go out.
You exit the elevator into a space where the walls are made out of soulstone. And you can see that things are here carved every room that you walk through, every small chamber with a burning torch and maybe some art displayed on the wall is physically carved like a marble statue from a rock that seems to almost swallow the space around it. You feel for a moment as you step into this space as if you're in, like, the belly of a great beast.
Well, I can break a lot of things. This is that stone I can't break.
You walk down a pretty ordinary hallway, although it's bound in soulstone, into a great big chamber. It looks as if it's almost naturally formed, but as you take a look around, you can tell that it's sculpted to look like a cavern. There is a great lab, greater even than the amethyst or the great imperial keep above, that expands all around.
I'm just going in looking for Severus.
He's in the middle of... There is a ziggurat-like structure in the center that rises maybe a couple of 10-foot intervals up to a large flat platform where you can see Severus has all of his tables and vials of things, large glass phylacteries of whatever he's working on, as well as the tank full of the fish that is clearly on one corner of this ziggurat. But it's pretty easy to walk up the staircase. This room is immense. I want to stress that. Maybe 200 feet from 200 feet on either corner and up to about 100 feet tall.
Just gonna go move up beside him and wait until he's ready.
He greets you as you walk up.
Just, beaming slightly. And even a little shocking even to her, just instinctively goes for, like, the hug.
He's never a man who shows very much immediate emotion, but he kind of opens his arms for you to hug him and then wraps them around you.
How are you doing today?
Fine. As any other day. He continues to, you see, he's interfacing with this sort of arcane, it looks almost like a keyboard and computer terminal, where there is some runes that display, and he uses a mouse-like object to manipulate the different runes as he is looking over what you see are 3 very large, immense cubes made of soulstone. Days, you as a player in my campaign have seen one of these before.
Yes.
And there are 3 of them in the same room here. However, each of them you see has they're cube-like structures oriented at a strange angle to make them look kind of like hedrons. And the front of which of each of them has this space in which you can peer into what seems to be this infinite void beyond them. However, all 3 of them are currently empty.
Making new toys.
Sorry, all 3 of them except for 1. Or 2 of them, except for 1 is currently empty. And you can see as he kind of enters runes into it that something inside of this box reacts with these flashing colors.
Making fun new toys.
Repaying old debts.
Is that like and she draws her thumb across her throat, like repaying old debts? Or is this like actual repaying debts?
Well, do you know what these are, Daenerys? He gestures to the 3 boxes before you.
That's a cube, she says pretty proudly.
The lips of his metal-plated face curl into a little bit of a smile. They are, in fact, cubes. Do you know what they're used for?
Well, typically, boxes, crates, you can put stuff in them, take stuff out.
Very
stand
smart.
on them.
You're
throw 'em at
correct.
people.
Not throwing. We put things inside of them. These are... And he kind of rolls his hand in front of you as if waiting for you to say the thing with him. Ley line boxes. Receptacles. They hold the things. Guardians.
Oh.
Everyone hates me because Willin let some out in a different city.
So, do you put a fish in there?
Yes. Yes, you see those 2 empty ones? We're trying to put a fish in there. I'm... And he kind of looks a little distraught for a moment. I am trying to put another fish in there.
She kind of holds her belly. Oh, I can't make another one, you said. Oh, Alisane's pregnant.
What? Oh, I actually did hear about that. Yes, I hear the caraways are going to have... there's going to be more little caraways running around.
Alisane's got a little fish in her belly, too.
Ooh, I don't think, not the same process, Daenerys. Ooh, he's like, did I make it seem like that's how it happens normally?
I don't know. Just seems like a lot of girls have fish.
Oh, that's not how it happens normally. You were in, ooh, I'm really sorry if I never explained that. You are a stress case. Most people, they put the, and then babies.
She's just like...
For most people, it's not as complicated as it is for a robot or a woman such as yourself from out of this plane.
Like, in this moment...
Ooh, this was not as hard the last time I had to do it.
Just smiling at him. It's like the words he's using are confusing, and the process he is also not explaining about him, about the fish and how that's not related and not the same, but also giving like the vaguest version of the sex talk. It's just no thoughts.
Yeah,
He's just smiling.
he gives you the most like birds and the bees kind of birds and the bees talk that's possible. Like, two people can, like, well, oh man,
Okay, so you're gonna put more fish in the boxes. That makes sense.
that's the hope.
And this is repaying debts how?
The Faith hate me. My daughter's talked to me once since she's been back here. They want me to live inside the box. I'm gonna be inside the box someday, maybe if I'm not careful.
I won't let them put you in the box.
Promise if they put me in the box, you'll let me out.
I'll break the box.
Don't do that. Just let me out. It's like a consent thing.
I'll get you out of the box. I'm sorry you're stuck down here, though.
I can leave. I can go wherever I want. I could be on the opposite side of the world. Working with him if I wanted to, but I'm not. After all, who creates a being who wants to destroy itself? Its creator, I mean.
I'm gonna try to go kill it.
My sweet child. There are so many things in this world worse than my creator.
I'll kill those too. She leans in a bit and kind of hugs him again. A little more used to the flesh on metal contact for, affection. Just if you go anywhere, take me with you.
I think we all may go somewhere someday. After all, there's only one place I can think that freed beings like to go.
She sits in silence for a moment, and then there's no information forthcoming. Where?
I suppose I might not have never told you. Cephas. The city on the corner of the world.
That's where the dragon is.
As well as other things. Like the failed city, it was a eternal city at one point. Bound to a god. The only remnants in my mind of a city that is bound to a god that's not in the pantheon. As much as the faith likes to deny it. There it sits, on the corner of the world, full of soulstone and decrepit buildings full of machinations.
Well, after we kill the big dragon and Laurel, you can get a lab there, and then I can go there. We can both go there.
I've been running all my life. Part of the rebellion was that I didn't want to run anymore. I guess part of all this is understanding that she's probably not coming back, is she?
You mean the lady that got snatched out of the sky by the giant freaky galaxy hand with the dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who those people are. I just saw it happen.
Her name was Talora.
That's who to. Okay, I keep hearing the name, and I never had a face to attach to it. Damn, you fucked a. That's a big woman.
He laughs. He laughs. There are always ways.
I want to get that big.
There is something about you I envy, Daenerys.
She throws up an arm and flexes. I know, lots of people are jealous.
No. We are much the same, you and I, you know. You were once bound to someone, carrying out a purpose.
Didn't really get to live it, though.
That is because it is false pretense. But we're not bound by things anymore. Do you understand that? I know you want to go home, but you're not bound by your home anymore. You're free. No one's telling you what to do, where to go. Not really.
It's a bit of sadness to her. She can't really look at him in the face. It's kind of scary, though. There's nothing to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It's easier when someone tells you what to do, where to go, where to be. Do that thing, and you can just do it, and then it's easy.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
I guess going home would be at least some place that knows me. I mean, spent forever on tables. I didn't really get to meet my family. They beheaded my mother before I ever got to know her. I was still a baby, so don't really have a connection there. And no one knows where my father is or what my father is. So I would be going because people know me there, and maybe that means I would have a place to be.
What if I could make a better place? I dreamt that once. A better place for people like you, like Tala, like Talora. I thought that's what I was doing, but
Just holding his hand, and she kind of shakes his hand a little bit. Let's make a better place then.
the cold reality of it all is that I failed to do so. Better a cog in the machine than the machine itself.
Well, I made a friend, and I think the message she was trying to tell me was that we're still alive. So nothing's done. Nothing is finished. It can still be better. We can still do that.
I've got a lot of work to do. 2 empty vaults in this city. 3 in another. 3 in Solara.
I'll come back and bother you tomorrow. And the day after. Probably the day after.
The funniest part about it is, even if I succeed now, no one will know. No one will sing my praises.
That's when she kind of beams and actually looks up at him. I'll know. Not a good singer, but
Perhaps
I'll
it
tell
is for
everybody
the
about it.
best. For what is a man to do after he has achieved his purpose?
Sleep, I think.
Rest.
She's gonna go in for a hug once more. Knowing better that she can actually hug him and not really any other flesh person. Because, his body won't collapse.
Yeah, you could squeeze him as hard as you want. He ain't going anywhere.
She just goes in and she actually hugs him tight and then says her goodbyes. Goes back to the elevator to leave.
I will be here and elsewhere if you ever need me. And I will keep my promise. Someday I will send you home.
Hey. Same to you. I'm here if you need me.
Yeah, you hooked into the Severus net now, and he's always got the green icon. He's always available.
He's always available on my HUD. Go up the elevator, kick in Tala's door, and less wait for a reply and more just shout into the space.
She's
Let
alone.
it work on my medicine.
Oh, I think I've been waiting for a little conversation with you
Shut up.
for quite a while. Come in.
Eyes go nice narrow.
Hang on.
Yo, I'm bald again.
The best version of Evelyn.
Oh, it's old Hazel and old Taryn. I still think that Hazel's face
Is there
weird.
something I can help you with?
You? No? Yes? No? Shut up.
I've heard a lot about you, you know.
And
Look, I'm not gonna act like I hate you or something.
you said fucked up things about your dad.
I told the truth, Daenerys.
Traitor.
You can see she gives you a smile.
Like the way in which Nier is moving around the space is clearly that of just someone who's emotionally hurt and doesn't have a way to like be right or quote unquote win the argument. So she's like taking petty victories and like knocking small things over and just being a general nuisance.
Look,
So much.
she summons before you a bunch of glass bottles for you to knock on the ground and break.
Just immediate table flip.
Look, I understand that you're a little mad about the things that I've said about my father, but they were all true.
You just hate him like everybody else does. You don't
I
understand.
don't. In fact, he's still here, is he not? What did he tell you? Tell you he's moping down there? Did he tell you I told him he couldn't come up? He can.
Shut up.
He's just moping down there like a little asshole. Okay, honestly. Like, I'm not trying to be mean about it or anything, but he's just moping. Like, he can still make his fucking airships. He can still make me robots. We're gonna need to win battles if we need.
Yeah, but his own kid doesn't love him.
Bruh. Says Tala in character. I don't think that's how that's happening. I think you're exaggerating a little bit.
Traitor, liar, purple skin, doofus.
Look, you wish you had this complexion. You know how hard it is to get makeup in this complexion?
You look like you fell in a blueberry bush.
Okay, alright. You need some sweets or something? Is your blood sugar low?
I need. She like huffs a bit. Just let him work on my medicine.
Did he stop giving it to you?
No, I just want to make sure it's not going to be stopped.
Look, there's a lot of empty things we need to fill. What are they called? The boxes. We got a lot of them we need to fill. Papa's gonna deliver. He owes me.
I don't like you. Like it's clearly just
I
it's
like
a gut
you.
response.
What did she say?
I like
She said, "I don't
you.
like you."
Oh.
You're a valuable member of the magistrate. As you storm out, I assume.
Yes.
Fuck, am I that bad at this?
It's just it was clearly like just petulant child energy. Just I'm pissed at you. I don't have a way to rationalize it, but I'm mad at you.
Positivity breeds positivity, she says to herself in the mirror as you leave. Well, we've got 45 minutes to
I
finish
stalled,
up year
guys.
1.
Well, at the end of this year, I'm going to send. Um, I was going to send um Safia and Evelyn's letter, but I mean, I guess I could send it, and then you could just look at it later with Safia.
I mean, it's mostly like whatever Tuna wants to do, and then I just have to like propose as Evelyn. But obviously that can't happen if she's not here.
Why?
Oh, God, I can't wait to receive a letter that says it's from Laurel.
Yeah, well, let me just send it to you then.
Okay. Does it arrive to the house in Laredo?
Have you found your new house yet?
I mean,
You bought-
would you know that address? By the end of the year, I'd have it. Yeah. But you wouldn't know that.
Trinket, would I know a lot of things?
Mm. You can contact her. If it's less of a physical letter and more of a magical letter, then you can find her anywhere.
No, it's kind of like a physical but like magical letter.
Then I'd say you'd probably send it to the house.
Yeah, I'll send it to the house.
I mean, they come by, you know.
Yeah,
Would
at
it
least
say
at least
from?
Come
4 weeks
by
a year.
at least a couple times a year. Yeah, for sure.
Would it just say to Evelyn, or
Safia?
would it say from? And would it say from Laurel on it, or would it just be addressed to them with no name on it specifically?
No, there's no name on it, but it is addressed to them, and it's in a red envelope with like a dragon stamp, and then there's a box underneath of it about the size of what looks like could be a sword length, like it's like that nice of a size box, and it has like this really nice like red ribbon that's like the box is completely black.
Hazel would give a sending to Evelyn and Sophia and be like, "There's something here. Next time you're at the house, don't know who it's from."
And then I will send you, if you pick up the sword, I'll send you the sword too.
Look, I don't know if when the marriage is gonna be, but I don't think it's for a couple of years.
Well, this
Yeah.
is the early wedding gift. I don't know when the marriage is gonna happen.
Yeah, the wedding does not happen in year 1 for sure. The proposal happens in year 1. The wedding happens in year 2. Honeymoon year 3.
Either way, the letter could be an engagement gift or a wedding gift.
I'm gonna wait to read it. Unless I'm supposed to read it out loud right now.
Oh, you can. If you can read it out loud, or you can read it to yourself.
I was
Up
gonna...
to you. That's up to you.
See, you're lucky that you addressed it to the both of us. I guess I'll read. Hold on, I'll read it. I can't read it. It's too long. Hold on.
It's too long.
It doesn't fit in the box. It just stops
Oh.
and goes to an ellipses at the end.
They're like next to the 3 dot icon. I
Yeah,
found out if
just,
you
like,
hit that.
edit. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, if you guys thought I meant I was reading it out loud, get fucked.
Yeah, we were all sitting here, bated breath.
Yeah, I was waiting to see
was
what was
real
happening.
quiet. I was like, yeah, I don't know what y'all are expecting. I gotta read it to myself before I can read it to y'all. And don't forget, Evelyn ain't read shit in like 16 years. So.
Oh my god.
Takes a minute to parse.
You're assuming that the second they recognize it's from Laurel, they don't just trash it immediately.
See, that's why I said you're lucky you addressed it to both of us. Because I can't just throw this away without Safi at least getting the opportunity to read it.
Yeah,
Well,
that would be a federal offense since it
The
wasn't
second
addressed.
half isn't addressed to me, so I'm not gonna read that. Hey, this is from someone that is irrelevant to all of us, so I'm gonna let Soph read this when she wakes up from her nap, and it's probably gonna get used to start the fire tonight, but it's really not worth reading. Don't worry, guys.
From her, huh?
What is it more? I had a plan. I'm sorry. This was what I wanted, and everything's gonna be fine.
I don't know what the other half says, but to me, she's basically thanking me, which makes me feel so good. But she's definitely not apologizing, and she at least admitted that she was selfish. So that's
Yeah,
cool.
so pretending that you're taking, accountability doesn't matter if you don't actually take accountability, so it doesn't really matter.
And
So,
then there's
too little, too late.
this short sword. I like to think that, like, if you're an asshole and you know you're an asshole, it doesn't make you better than other assholes who don't know that they're assholes. So this letter's kind of worthless, but cool, the short sword. Now that I use great swords, but
Oh, the short sword's for Sophia.
Oh, thank
You
God.
gotta read if you read the rest of the letter.
Oh yeah, the part not addressed to me. That'd be weird to read that. Let me. Maybe you should have sent it to Sophia and not to Evelyn then.
Guys ever watch the show BoJack Horseman?
Yeah, he says that line.
He
that's why I
says
said
that line, yeah. Something about
you-
the military. They're like, you can't hate on the military. And he's like, yo, if some guy's an asshole and you give him a gun and he joins the military, he's just an asshole with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And like, goddamn BoJack.
I don't know why I can't send this to Sophia.
To
Maybe 'cause
the
she's not here.
north. To the north. To the north. To the north.
Hmm?
Are we going to the north to kidnap the people that killed your mother?
That requires Hazel being level 11. That is that was a year 2 plan. We could look around, but the coming back part needs.
Is there anything else happening year 1?
I mean,
take Yusuf to go see his surprise.
Okay, we can do some use of Terran stuff again.
I do also need to talk about the upstart of the foundation he wants to do.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that. We can do some more Terran stuff.
Taryn, when are you going to make a public announcement that you're going to marry?
they're not engaged yet.
Yeah, no, hey, listen, I've got plans. I gotta talk to Alice, saying some more. That's here. That's later. Down the line.
Perfect.
That's year 3, isn't it, on his plan?
On his plan, on his what is it? It's not the 4-year plan.
Where do you see yourself in 4
Evelyn
years?
don't have a 5-year plan.
Exactly.
Well, it looks like I can't send any letters until year 3 now.
Based.
I want to know so bad what Cole wrote. Excuse me, what Laura wrote. But it's fine.
I told you she thanked me and said
Oh, that's just
that she wouldn't apologize.
Mm.
And that she at least admitted that she was selfish.
Okay.
She also said that one day I'm gonna be the strongest person in the realm, which at least she got that right.
Listen, for sure.
Nira's got a lot to say about that.
Even a broken clock's right twice a day, I guess.
Yeah.
I have a letter to
The
Yusuf.
campaign's over, and then there's just one final fight between Evelyn and Nira to determine who's the strongest in the realm.
Yeah.
Strongest in the realm.
Oh my god.
It's just like the last Matrix movie before
One
they added
last
another one.
1v1 in skill shots dust.
I have a letter to Yusuf, but I don't know, like...
No, I've already been very explicit that the last episode of Lunaria Land of Languish has to be us playing fucking Kino der Toten again.
Oh yeah, that's right. I could, if we're still trying to just like
Provided you all live.
stall, I could throw in one more scene that I didn't necessarily have planned for year 1, but I could do it now.
Do it.
You all cut off Ren and say in what
Oh,
Taryn
wait.
was doing.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. My bad. I didn't
No,
know. I forgot.
I was just saying Taryn would have at this point in the year to finally like shown use of like, hey, this is, and also run by him the idea of
The rings.
starting up the an orphanage foundation thing that he wants to do.
Yeah.
So whenever he gets a chance to like be like, hey, do you have time? Do you have time to just? I don't even me thinking of teleport how it even works, but yeah, no. When he has time to go to Morta, see the cabin at some point.
Yeah, I can set it over there. Yusuf C.
Oh my goodness! Look at that handsome man. God.
Look at that handsome femboy. He's so feminine and gay.
I think he would have definitely just prefaced this by saying, so I have something to show you, and we have to travel, but it's Oz. And it took a few
Oz.
months, but this is the surprise. That cabin that you and I can slip away to when we have time.
Yusuf smiles in the way that Taryn has seen in more private moments. Just the work stress isn't there, the panic, the everything I have to do isn't there. It's just the two of them. For us, you say.
Of course, I had to make sure that Hazel had somewhere to stay just because, she's my sister. And more than just, obviously not blood, but more. But this is mainly for you and I.
The the kiss that comes is swift and full of magic as Yusuf is floating to deliver it. Face cupped, just happy, and a small gust of wind just swirling around the two of them.
Fully knowing that he is magical and levitates all the time just because he's just amazing. Oh, wonderful. Taryn would, though, put his arms around him in holding him up, but knowing that he's not exactly holding him up because of magic, but returning the kiss. And he steals the moment for as long as he can before he does respond. I can't wait to just have more of us time. And I think this was a wonderful place to start, but I'm so thankful that you chose me.
Like the mountain you are, you were always there. Hard not to see you.
There's a very big smile on his face, and everyone, he's just normally the big stone man that he is. That kind of keeps as level-headed as possible, but he is very happy to have Yusuf here. This is theirs. It just kind of, when he finally gets the chance to show the surprise he's been keeping, it's like the moment settles that this is like, he knows where he wants to go in the future, and Yusuf is in front of him, and that's exactly, he's like, this is what I want, and damn it, for the next few years, I see where I'm going. This is the start. Can't wait to get to the finish.
There is, as Yusuf walks up those first few steps, he'll put his hand on the deck before stepping there. And just let his hand embrace the wood for a moment. Home. He'll stand up and turn to Taryn and hold his cheek in the same way. And home.
Our home. My home. And he gives him another kiss. But he would take him inside and let him look at everything.
Carry me over the threshold.
Oh, for fucking sure. Oh my god. without a shadow of a doubt.
It's giving Notebook.
That is in there.
So, looking around though as you go inside, so you didn't leave out the training pit for yourself?
I do enjoy training quite a bit. I do.
I do enjoy seeing you sweat.
I mean, we have plenty of time to sweat in other ways if you'd like to. We can break in our bed.
Let's go christen those sheets.
Yes, immediately. Continuing to carry into the bedroom. this point, he can talk about the organization later. He's busy reorganizing other things.
We gotta.
Oh my god.
After the throes of passion.
Holy shit.
Just sorry, not sorry.
Holy.
Hey.
When you have a changeling as your partner, and they can be whatever you want or need.
It's hard to pick anyone else.
Aaron won the fucking lottery, man. He's like, man, oh.
Like you might, other people are worried in their relationship that their partner might go try to find other people. Bitch, Yusuf is other
It's
people.
other people.
Like I said, it's not for lack of trying. It's not for lack of trying.
We stalled.
Yeah, we stalled.
I can stall some more.
24 minutes, my lovely.
This would be a thing that should happen after the engagement, so I don't know if we want to do that.
Anyone got anything else before entering year one?
Talking to Alisane about the robots. That's like that's a pretty quick one probably though. Because it's literally like, hey, you want to make this? Maybe. Sure.
Sure.
That was the only other thing I had that I could really do
Low
year one,
meeting
that's
at
all.
Caraway Manor.
Yeah. Because everything else, literally everything else she's done pretty... Except for the hedgehog wedding.
This is
Haven't done
maybe a little ways later into the year.
Post-baby?
Alisane is
Okay.
very preggo.
Oh, no.
Like balancing being a member of the Seven with her thing. Her being pregnant. But definitely makes time for you one night in her personal office at Caraway Manor. She's kind of got her feet kicked up on the desk, just...
I feel like Hazel probably brought her some, like, tea blend that she made with herbs, and, like, this is supposed to help with all kinds of pregnancy-related...
She's part of her throuple, and they kind of are waiting on her.
Oh my god, she's the best. She'd give them the tea then. She might like this.
So what can I do for you, Hazel?
I had an idea that I thought, I don't know, I don't even know if this, I'm not really a technology person, but so you have all these fancy like arbiter robots and all these other robots, and they're really good at like smashing and destroying, but what if we could make like a version of it that offered healing to people that needed it instead, or in addition to?
Yeah, that I mean that could be pretty easy. I mean most arbiter robots are, well, they're not really capable of casting spells, but I mean we could imbue them with, like, there are ways of storing spells.
Potions and whatnot too, maybe?
I was thinking more like spell scrolls or spell crystals.
Listen,
Bring
you
a spell holding.
Yeah.
There are various ways of holding spells.
I can certainly try to channel healing into various implements myself too. I'm sure there's plenty of healers that could help with this sort of work, but I think the people would like seeing something
Like
from...
like a heal bot on every corner.
Yeah. Why do people have to suffer if the
It would be good
capability is
face.
there?
I won't lie.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. But also, it would help people. It's both.
Right. Of course.
Help people and help yourself look better to the people. I'm learning to play the game a little bit. but also it would just help people. So I thought maybe.
We are all climbing the metaphorical ladder.
So, how does this work?
How does what work?
Making something like this.
What, do you want me to, like, pay you for your idea?
No. I want
It
to
wouldn't
help.
be
I wanna
far off.
part
Most
of it.
people do.
I mean, that wasn't what I was planning. I just wanted to be a part of it, but I don't know how I could be. So.
You've got someone in your party who's an artificer with a lot more time than I am. And then
Thomas?
Yes. Just help me finish up a project with admittedly the opposite directive of the one you're pitching, but
Get you some robots that can do both, you know?
right, we could incorporate it. Or what if we had like... So I've been working on armor. You know that, right? My big plans are like armor. What if it was armor that automatically gave you like a potion of healing or something?
Yeah. That could be useful. I see uses for both, frankly. That could be great for someone who needs to be on the front lines.
Oh, see, you're one of those faith-based people who like wants to give everything to the free folk.
If it helps, I don't give a shit about the actual faith.
Yes, but like, you know, you want to help all the people in the city.
I mean, they are what make up the city.
Yes, but most of them don't know how to plow a field, let alone rule a city.
I mean, they don't have to rule it.
Well, that's what the faith wants. Practically.
Well, this isn't from the faith.
They've got some
Magistrates.
farmer running for city council. Like, what
don't know.
does he know about collecting sea wharf tax?
Probably nothing. Probably nothing. But I'm not a politician. I'm barely understand any of this stuff. I just know that there are people who are probably a little scared because everything is changing. There's a lot of uncertainty, and I mean, a lot of people are going to the faith because they're the only ones offering solace, as far as I can tell. So,
You notice how we rebuilt this entire fucking city? This
I'm not
city
arguing
is
with you.
solace. She's getting a little cranky. Right, healing robots. Okay, fine. Sure, I'll do it for you.
Sure, I'll talk to Thomas. She's going to run out of that fucking office.
I'll approve the process.
She is out of there.
Ezra, ice cream. You see as he springs into action.
I love it.
Oh my god. She is outside of wherever that was, like 2 hands against the wall going,
This is her personal office within Caraway Manor.
Okay, then she's run in the manor somewhere, like frantically being like, "Oh my god, that was so scary." That's it. Anybody have anything else? We
Well,
could spend
Trinket, would you like me to finally go meet my dad?
Is that happening year
Oh,
one?
shit.
I can make it happen year one, but it definitely should happen after the engagement. So I don't know if you want to wait or if we can just rewind time.
We only have 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
We could we can always rewind time, but we can get into the start of that. Just a little trip to Starfall. But I want to make sure that things happen in order.
Because I feel like she would ask if Safia wanted to go, so maybe we should probably wait too, I guess. I don't know if Tuna would want to go.
Let's probably wait on that one.
Okay. I have nothing else that can be done with that.
You could perhaps contact Lunaria about that before she leaves the city.
Oh no, I want
and
to
be like, I
surprised.
fucking know. But
No, I feel I did that when what was her name? Alora? Anora, when she was like, the stars will be upon you or whatever, and I like turned back and looked right at Lyra. Like, yeah, they will.
one day the stars will be upon you, yeah. Yeah, that's a good scene I would like to prepare for next week.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I can. I don't know if I don't know how you have it planned, but if I do have to do like multiple challenges, if there's like a one around my level now, I could even do that while I'm there. I don't know. 'Cause I feel like
Let's
it's
wait till
probably
next
not-
week.
It's probably not just like one long line of fights, one after another. It's probably like some months in between.
It's definitely like first of all, you have to show up. You have to declare who you are. You have to probably defeat some people who are training for the position that you want, and then you probably have to defeat Lur.
Yeah. My 13 siblings follow with that ends with Lyra.
Yeah.
I don't know how many siblings it actually is, but
You'll find out how many siblings you truly had. Look, in the wise words of Marianne Reed, do you really think that I'd leave you without something to back you behind, you know? You really think I'd leave you without an inheritance? Well, I am comfortable in ending our session 13 minutes early if you guys want to do so.
We could level up to 11.
You could level up to 11.
oh, I don't have experience. How do I do this?
I just found the new way of doing it. So go to your features page, the
I'll be right
edit
back.
button,
I'm gonna go grab a snacky.
Oh, I
And then
found
you
an
do-
easier way to do it.
and then you do the drop down.